Sports Update with Trust a Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trust a Trader 15-point assessment.
Talk Sport.
Good afternoon, I'm Max Scott here with your sports headlines. Thomas Tuchel's made some bold decisions in his World Cup squad. No Foden, Palmer, Trent or Harry Maguire. So is he afraid that he might live to regret it?
No, I don't fear, because I'm very confident in the group that we chose. Painful conversations, but as I said, what we're trying to achieve, we try to achieve as a team, and we try to nominate a balanced squad.
Cole Palmer might have scored in the Euro 2024 final, but Tuchel pulled no punches in his reason to leave him out.
I agree, he had not the best season in his club. He was not as decisive as he was in previous seasons. On top, it is a reality that he was not a lot available for us. He was not decisive for us.
Palmer may have been out of form, but not Morgan Gibbs-White, and Gabby Agbonlahor can't believe he's been left out.
He can play anywhere across that front line. Morgan Gibbs-White is that sort of player that, you know, if he played as an 8, as a 6, as a 10, as a winger, as a false 9, you know what performance he's going to put in. I was shocked.
Remember, all 104 World Cup games are live on the talkSPORT network this summer. In other big sporting news today, Pep Guardiola says his time at Manchester City has been the experience of his life. He's bid an emotional farewell to the club in his official departure announcement. Meanwhile, Michael Carrick's been confirmed as the permanent Manchester United manager on a 2-year deal. And Roberto De Zerbi's defended Christian Romero, who's opted not to attend Spurs' huge game on Sunday. Instead, he's going to his boyhood Belgrano's title decider in Argentina.
I can't say nothing because with me, in my time, he has been correct at the beginning until now.
Get more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The bank holiday getaway's begun with queues of 2 hours at the port of Dover. Meanwhile, Heathrow records hottest day of the year so far. Amelia's got more at 5:30.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. The weather's hotter than a barbecue on a bank holiday. So score an aircon recharge at your local QuickFit. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
A nice sunny afternoon and evening in England and Wales. Cloudy across Scotland, feeling warm for most and hot towards the southeast.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and alongside me, Win the Dog's best friend now. It's Darren here, by the way. It's Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent.
I just told him that.
We're saying Andy Goldstein.
How's your little day, you competition winner?
Yeah, it's good, mate, to be fair.
Yeah, you had a good day?
Yeah.
Meeting all your celebrity friends?
I'll be Arsenal.
Whoa, what? Oh, yeah. But you know, we got a show for you. Oh, my goodness. We do have a show for you. Stop what you're doing.
All right.
Stop what you... Not you,
Stop
there.
the music, right? So stop.
No, keep it going, because it's a nice little flow. Thomas Tuchel's named his World Cup squad. We know about that, right? And he knows you probably aren't happy. We know about that. We'll hear from the England gaffer in a bit. We know about that. Off the back of that, we'll be asking whereabouts in the squad you're not happy. Is there enough talent in the squad to win the World Cup? Right, this is where today gets exciting. We'll be joined in the studio by Premier League and Three Lions legend, our new signing, talkSPORT's new signing for the World Cup, Carl Walker, will be with me and Benny in the studio for an hour. How great is that?
Ledge.
That's unbelievable. We'll get his thoughts on everything from Thomas Tuchel's England squad, Tottenham's relegation, and of course, Pep Guardiola. And on top of that, I told you it was a great show, we're going to be joined by the first man ever to interview Pep Guardiola as a Man City manager. Noel Gallagher will be on our show telling us about how he feels on that news that Pep is leaving at the end of the season, or Sunday. All that plus we're building up to the Spygate Championship playoff final, and we get your thoughts on Spurs club captain. This is nuts. Christian Romero going AWOL on his club's big day. What an unbelievable
that's crazy.
Friday show. Don't get better than this. Drive, talkSPORT, get involved, pick up phone. England chat is how we start. 03717 223344.
We'll have a bit of that. Pep.
How are you all doing? Bent, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Obviously, I had a big day yesterday. Obviously, at the Arsenal training ground.
What was that like?
The feel-good factor was back. It was there. Listen, got to say thank you to Tom, Sean. Great guys there.
Who are they? Who's Tom and Sean?
Tom's press. Sean just oversees everything.
Okay. Who's bigger out of the two? Who's got a more impressive job?
I don't know. They're both equally as impressive.
If you had to phone one up for a ticket?
Neither.
Okay.
I phone probably Mikel, probably, if I had someone. But no, me and Ryan had a good time. Met a lot of the players. Obviously, they let us interview Victor Yokarez away from everyone else. We had a nice backdrop and that. But they also sent you, they're not happy with you about Win the Dog.
Right.
So they sent you a gift.
Oh, okay. It's not Win, is it?
Nope. A little cuddly Win the Dog. So I don't know if you two want to have a look at this. You know what I mean?
Is lovely.
There you go.
That's nice.
So, hey, listen.
Yeah.
No, treat it.
I love dogs. You know I love dogs.
Don't throw this, all right?
I know. I'll
This
tell you
is
what I'm
from
going to do. No.
The lovely people at Arsenal. A little cuddly toy.
Can I have
Win
it?
the Dog.
Do you want to get? Is this what you like with kids on Christmas morning?
There you go.
That's freak. Do you know what I'm going to do?
Don't throw that. I know what you like. Yeah, but I know what you like. You're going to try to throw it over there or something.
No. From now on, it'll be the talkSPORT Drive dog.
Yeah.
And Win will be sat on our desk in the middle for every show.
There you go. Thank you.
How about that? Is that all right?
Win the Dog, yeah.
Very kind of
Met her
Arsenal.
yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of people think she's a he.
Yes, it's a girl, yeah.
All right, okay.
But no, yeah, it was a really good day. Victor Yokarez and that, he was in good spirits. But again, the whole feel-good atmosphere back at Arsenal. Walking into that place, everyone was skipping.
Yeah, I bet they were.
Even the groundsman, cutting the grass, skipping.
Yeah, I bet. What a great feeling.
Security guards all happy. Oh, go in, mate, no worry, go in.
Must be wonderful there.
Yeah. I saw that obviously where they're going to light at the Premier League, where he had that carved out.
Yeah,
It's not
carved
out
out
yet, but it's
all
going
that
to be.
time ago.
Yeah.
It must be because when I was thinking about this actually, when I heard about Mikel Arteta when he was told by one of his kids that they'd become Premier League champions, the next morning when he went into Arsenal, how he felt, because you only ever go into your club the morning after the night before that you become Premier League champions for the first time once.
Yeah.
You only have that once feeling once, right?
Yeah.
Next time, well, he's done it before.
Yeah.
So
But like when you score your first goal.
right, that feeling when he walked into Arsenal's training ground the day after would have just been
Honestly.
cloud nine.
I can't tell you
right? Yeah.
the amount of grins that everyone was smiling, everyone was happy.
Yeah.
They listened to the show. A lot of them loved the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Don't really like you, but love me.
Well, they're Arsenal. That's fine. I think they do deep down.
Yeah, but no, yeah.
Did you speak about getting jokes side winning in the studio?
Yeah, someone said they're going to try and make it happen.
Oh, I'd love to. That'd be great.
Yeah, but you know, all the players seem to love her. She's come.
So where does she live?
So I don't quite know where she lives. She obviously stays at the training ground all the time.
Yeah, I get
that's
that.
her home. But she just came out of this area. I don't even know what area it was. Like we got into the foyer bit outside the players' changing room, and she just come trotting out of there, like from not the changing room, but from a side door.
Amazing.
But yeah, it was a really good day. But it was just nice to kind of soak up some of the atmosphere because obviously they were all doing their open Champions League press conferences.
And so we played part of your chat with Victor Yokarez yesterday. We're going to play the second part today.
Okay, nice.
A real busy show. Carl Walker's coming in for an hour.
That's unbelievable.
So is your mate, I'm guessing, Spurs and Villa?
Yeah.
England?
I can't remember if we crossed over at England or not.
Okay, but you know him?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's coming in. We've got the perfect day. Obviously, it's talkSPORT's new signing.
Yeah.
So we've got it for the World Cup. But he's coming in on the day the squad's announced.
Yeah.
A lot of omissions, which we're going to talk about in a moment. And, of course, the day where his former gaffer Pep has decided to call it a day.
Yeah.
Perfect for Carl coming in.
Yeah. You know, the Carrick news is going under the radar, isn't it?
It is. Well, we sort of knew, right? It was all agreed last week. Michael Carrick signed a new United deal for a couple of years with, I think, an extra one rolling.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in today's show. It's a busy show. But we're going to start in the only place we can, and that's with England. And Thomas Tuchel's England squad officially has been released. So, knowing what you know now, can we win the World Cup? We understand Harry Maguire will not be named in Thomas Tuchel's England squad.
Well, that is a big call. I am absolutely shocked. I thought he was a stick on.
Palmer is striding up to the edge of the area, gets it back, and arrows it into the top corner.
Phil Foden sets himself and bends it into the top corner. Another magnificent goal.
When you're not performing in that position where we've got so much talent, lots of Rodgers, Eze, look at Bowen, unfortunate not to be in the squad. Gibbs White can't get in the squad.
Here is Tony. Sends the keeper the wrong way. And England are back level.
This is such big news. Thomas Tuchel has named his 26-man squad to go to this summer's World Cup. It includes Ivan Toney, Noni Madueke, Eberechi Eze, Kobbie Mainoo and Jordan Henderson. But as we broke on Drive yesterday, no room for Harry Maguire, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer also been left out. And after announcing his squad, Tuchel also spoke to talkSPORT's Faker Others.
Hello.
How are you?
Your colleague's killing me already at talkSPORT?
A little bit, yeah. I know, sorry, don't worry. I will still be kind. Cole Palmer in Germany was a difference maker when he came on in the final and scored the equaliser. I know he's not had the best season. We've talked about Phil Foden, but those two players in particular are I think everybody would say they've not had the best form this season, but why did you decide not to bring them?
I agree. He had not the best season in his club. He was not as decisive as he was in previous seasons. On top, it is a reality that he was not a lot available for us. He was not decisive for us. So, and he competes on the most difficult position, on the half-right 10, where we decided for Jude, Morgan and Epps, outstanding players, and had better season and more influence in our camps.
Do you know what, right? I've been thinking a lot over the last, I was going to say 24, about 20 hours since we sort of knew where the squad was going and had it confirmed. What a lot of people haven't mentioned is the fact that our starting 11 hasn't really altered. Everyone's losing their marbles over players that are not in the squad.
About from what do you mean? From when?
When everyone's fit, right? The starting 11
from what? But from
the first game of the World Cup.
Okay, yeah.
Hasn't really been affected by the players that aren't going. Right. Like, so for argument's sake, I didn't expect Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, Morgan Gibbs-White, Calvert-Lewin, Lewis Hall, Luke Shaw, Colwell, Maguire, Arnold, Trent Arnold to actually start. I didn't expect any of those to start in the World Cup. Did you?
Not really. No. I do think one thing I do like about Thomas Tuchel is that he's incredibly honest in terms of his selection. And you're probably right. You look at it, and some of the players that I got left out, you're like, fair enough. I mean, there's a couple I don't understand. People are losing their minds about Phil Foden. He's been poor this season.
He has been poor.
And he's not really done it for England. So that one didn't surprise me.
No, I agree with that.
I was on a podcast before talking about, I don't see the uproar. Cole Palmer's a little bit different because, again, not at the best of seasons, but we've seen him in the final at big moments, right? The one I feel sorry for more than anyone is Gibbs-White. He has been incredible this season for Forest.
I have to agree with that.
Him and Elliot Anderson, I won't say single-handedly, but they are a big reason as to why Forest are in the Premier League next season. They've both been outstanding. And to get left out, I feel for him. I really do feel for Morgan Gibbs-White because I think he's been outstanding. Harry Maguire, again, I feel for him. I don't think it's uproar. I'm like, in my mind.
So that one I do think's a little bit too much. Because I look at the players that are in that squad in the defence, I think he's better than Dan Burn.
Okay, yeah.
Apart from no disrespect, apart from Dan Burn and his family, I can't see too many people phoning up and saying that Maguire isn't as good as Dan Burn.
Yeah.
And certainly from set pieces late on when you need a goal, he's proved Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
That's not a reason to take a defender, of course.
No.
But
I thought Maguire would go. When I did my squad, Maguire was in it. I just thought he'd be in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kwanzaa as well has almost come from nowhere. So clearly, Thomas Tuchel likes him.
Yeah. I think Stones is brilliant when he's fit. He's played hardly any football this year.
Do you know, the thing is, though, with Thomas Tuchel, and again, he hasn't bowed down to the pressure.
No.
But one thing I can't stand, and it happened to me when I was obviously with the national team, the leaks. Like, I hate that.
I mean, yesterday it was...
Oh, my God, it was coming out left, right and centre. My phone was going ballistic.
Yeah,
I can't stand that.
That's because people are... Like Harry Maguire, for argument's sake, right?
I get it.
He's devastated.
I get it, but just wait. I understand it, but just don't leak, just wait.
Maybe.
I can't stand all the leaks, but, I mean, I thought Jared Bowen as well. He's not going there. And listen, Noni Madueke, that I'm telling you now, that selection, now, you know, obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so I watch him week in, week out, right? He hasn't been at his best for a little while now, right? But this clearly... and if I was Noni Madueke, I'd go, he's got the trust of the manager. Because that selection there, for me, because you're not picking Noni there on his Arsenal form.
No.
You're picking on him because when I've played him, he's always done it for me.
Yeah, but so is Cole Palmer.
Yeah, that's why he's going.
So is Cole Palmer in an England shirt. He's always done it for him.
For Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah.
Has he?
Well, he's not. I don't think Cole Palmer's let England down.
No,
I mean,
he's never let him down. But like, there was at one point he was picking Noni Madueke. People were saying that there was a serious question that he was going to pick him over Saka.
I wasn't saying that. I was hearing that argument. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, wow, it's... But again, I feel for...
Jed Spence over Luke Shaw?
Yeah, but Luke Shaw, in my eyes, wasn't going. I had Lewis Hall and Nico Riley, and he's not in there either.
No, well, Luke Shaw's not really getting game time, is he?
No.
Nico Riley would start.
Yeah, but he had a period where he was playing really, really well, Lewis Hall. So, but again, this is Thomas Tuchel. Ivan Toney, fair play to him, he's in there. But yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts.
Can we win the World Cup with this squad? That's the question we're asking right now.
I mean, listen, you know what I'm going to say. It didn't matter who you picked. I don't think England were going to win it.
My answer to that is yes, because the first 11 will still stay the same. If we get injuries, key injuries, then of course it comes into question. But I think we still can win the World Cup with this squad. More importantly, what do you, the talkSPORT listener, what do you think? 03717223344. Let me just remind you, if you just turn on your radio for the first time, in 15 minutes, we've got Noel Gallagher join us, big Man City fan, of course, on the news that Pep Guardiola has decided to call it a day on Sunday. That will be it, no more. They'll have a new manager for for next season. So Noel gives his view on that. And from 5 o'clock till 6, talkSPORT's newest signing, Carl Walker, will be in the studio for an hour with me and Bentley. So we'll talk England, we'll talk Man City, we'll talk Spurs as well, his former club. So it's a real busy drive time show. But we're starting off with your views on England. Can they win the World Cup with that squad? 03717 223344. Dial that. You'll be next live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Thomas Tuchel, when it comes to naming these squads, he always gives us a headline, doesn't he? Do you remember when we were broadcasting from Ascot and he left out Jude Bellingham? Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been omitted, so there is always a talking point. But I think if we'd sat down yesterday, before obviously we started getting all the news yesterday afternoon, and put our 26-man squad down, there's probably, 4 names in there that maybe we wouldn't have expected?
3 or 4, maybe, yeah.
None of us would have had Ivan Toney. I mean, not Ivan Toney wouldn't have had himself by the sound of things.
The fact he's at the embassy this morning tells you everything.
Yeah. As far as the back four is concerned, I think it will be James, Konsa, Gay and O'Reilly to start the first game of the tournament. I think we're pretty solid on that. So therefore, you can afford to take a couple of wild cards, a couple of slightly different players that fill gaps later on in the tournament. John Stones, we mentioned lack of minutes. You know, we can't expect him to play 10 games or 8 games in 4.5 weeks. It's not viable bearing the amount of minutes that he's got under his belt. But class is permanent, and Thomas Tuchel likes to have him around. If you remember last year when we were in Girona, he wasn't fit. But he brought him into the camp even though he wasn't part of the squad because he wants him around. Why is that? Just explain to us what it is about him that he really likes.
Well, these boys have got to spend 7 weeks together, you know, so you've got to have the chemistry right within the group. If you've got some great influences within that group, it's brilliant, you know, just to facilitate everyone. More importantly, I, as a manager, never had to worry about number 1 to 11. They looked after themselves. You take them to a major tournament, they're picked, they're happy. It's the ones from 12 to 26. I always used to make sure, as a manager, whenever we went to a major tournament, the day after we played, I would be one of the coaches on the training pitch, taking the coaching to show to those numbers 12 to 26, I'm here and I care about you. You have to do that. You have to do your work with those players. If you've got a few wrong...
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Serious.
Just a clean version, right?
Hey, that's instrumental.
Is it?
Hey, the start of that's unbelievable. Stormzy. Start of that.
Finished?
Yeah, you right? You good?
I'm very well.
I nearly would have done Greece today.
What?
I nearly would have done Greece.
Why
today.
didn't you?
So what? They're hung up as well, ready
Can
to
I
go.
just say that next week I've got a surprise for you on the Last Dab Soccer Aid?
What is it?
I can't tell you. It's a surprise for you. So
Yeah, but is it for me? Is it for you?
both of us.
Yeah, there you go. It's not for me, is it?
It's for you, but I will be equally as excited.
Oh, you wearing that outfit that night?
Not that one. Can't get into it anymore. Driver Talk Sport, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Styler Brands for every man, still to come. We're so excited about this. We're joined in the studio by Premier League legend, former England defender, TalkSPORT's latest signing, Carl Walker, will be with me and Benty in about 40 minutes' time. About 5, maybe 10 years ago, he won't remember this, maybe he will, I met him in a clothes shop near where I live. And we just, all right, and that was it. I wonder if he remembers that.
That's the story.
There's more to it.
Let me write that down. Here we go. Let me write that down.
You've learned so well from me.
Hey, 10 years ago,
You're gone.
you met him in a clothes shop, and you went, "You right?" And you went, "Are you right?"
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. What a story that is. 10 years ago, mate, I met you. You went, "All right?" I went, "All right?" And that was it. That is horrific.
You've learned so well. I'm so proud. I should be offended. I'm so proud.
If I came on that story...
No, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that you go for me like that.
About 10 years ago, we met at a clothes shop.
Do you know what? He will remember that, and then we'll have a laugh and a joke about it, and it will be at your expense.
No, it won't.
We'll both remember that. So if you've got stories like that, if you've met someone in a clothes shop, let me know. Should we go to the phone lines? Quickly, because I'm getting hot. We're talking about the England squad, 03717 222344. By the way, Noel Gallagher joins us in 8 minutes' time, talking about Pep. Real busy show. Matt is a Leicester fan. Hi, Matt. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, pal. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure, man. What would you like to say about the England squad? What's your view on it all?
This period up to the actual tournament is so predictable every time. We get fixated on an individual player that doesn't make the squad, whether it's Grealish or Maddison or Gibbs-White or whoever it is. And then the next step is we completely over-exaggerate the qualities of other teams without looking at their faults. There are no world-class squads in this tournament. Every single team has got weaknesses or a lack of depth.
France?
France got no fullbacks and they struggle past the starting centre-backs.
No fullbacks. They've got Hernandez and Koundé.
They're not playing, mate. They've been playing centre-backs at fullback. They've just called up the Croft from Crystal Palace. Like that, he's legitimately close to getting in their squad. There are no perfect squads in this tournament, and we've got the best, most well-rounded squad that there is in there, and our first 11 is man for man as good as anyone. So let's just skip this bit now of doubting England. Let's just start looking forward to winning the thing.
Do you think England can win the World Cup with the squad? Are you happy with the squad?
Hey, look, it's not the one that I would have picked, but any squad wouldn't have been that because we all have our personal pet players or our personal biases.
But do you think this squad? But do you think this squad can win the World Cup? This squad that he's picked.
Yeah, but it's not the squad that wins it, is it? It's the first 11, and our first 11.
No, of course it's not. It's the squad. Of course it's not. It's the squad. If it was, you look at the last Euros. It's about the squad. Watkins comes on in the semi-finals. He scores the goal that sends England to the final. Palmer comes off the bench, scores the equaliser.
Yeah.
So it's about the squad.
Okay, that's a fair point. But first of all, if your first 11 isn't good enough, and that's the most important thing, and our first 11 is as good as anyone's, and we've got depth in every position, especially attacking.
Well, great call. Thanks for that, Matt.
It's about the squad because even Spain, they lost who? Rodri in the final. Zubimendi came on.
Yeah, but that did surprise everyone how well Zubimendi played in that final.
Surprised us, they did it.
Let's go.
Premier League winner.
Champions. Yeah. Hold on.
Hey, you leave Win the Dog there alone.
Gary's up next. Hi, Gary, Liverpool fan. You all right, Gaz?
All right, boys. Number one show as always.
Thanks, man.
I think this is a team that's a bit safe. And, I think Maguire should have gone, to be honest. And I'm a Liverpool supporter. He's had a cracking season, to be fair. I think the impact off the bench, I think, is really, really important. And I think leaving some of the quality players that can switch it on within seconds to make the difference, you've got to have high energy coming off the bench. So we've got a team here that I think could go quarters, maybe semis, but honestly, you have to have something special coming off that bench to change a game, and I think we've gone a little safe. I love Henderson to death, but he ain't going to change a game.
No, listen,
I don't think he's there, though, to change a game, do you?
No, I don't think it's just necessarily about changing the game, but I just think...
Can I ask you this, right? He's your mate, Henderson. Yeah. I've never looked at Henderson and thought, what a great player.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a part of me that knows I'm wrong, right? Because he was Liverpool's captain, right?
Yeah.
And all the England managers want him. Can you just explain to me and other people listening to this what it's like to have an influential player in the dressing room? Because He's obviously not there as number one choice for the midfield.
No,
but I understand he's so important to that England dressing room. Just explain why.
Just because of the experience that he's got, the leadership qualities, he keeps standards high. He's obviously a captain without having the armband because he's obviously been captain before. Yeah. And I guess he's almost like a calming influence as well, because there's going to be players in there that haven't had World Cup experience, that are nervous, but he's been to World Cup.
Have you had that before, personally, yourself?
What, in the dressing room?
Yeah.
We've had when you get to a new club, and there's usually always someone there who's been there a long time.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, where calming influence, help some of the newer players out, the younger guys out as well. But just will keep standards high, because what you don't want to happen as well is there are going to be players that are not picked that are going to be disappointed. So, and in training, they might, I won't say down tools, but they might be a little bit frustrated, not maybe train as hard. Hendo's going to be there to make sure that doesn't happen. Oi, come on, pull your weight. You get an opportunity. You need these type of characters in the dressing room. You need them.
Okay. You can keep your calls coming in, 03717223334. Still to come, we're going to get Noel Gallagher's thoughts on Pep Guardiola leaving Man City after the final game of the season on Sunday. Noel joins us in 5 minutes' time. First, it's time for No Googling. We're talking about Jordan Henderson. He's become the first ever England player to go to 7 consecutive tournaments.
That's crazy. I'll be happy with 1.
Yeah, you got one coming up for talkSPORT soon. His first one was in 2012. We want to know who the only other 2 outfield players from that 2012 squad who are still playing in the Premier League. That's a great question. The answer to that, Noel Gallagher joins us in 4 minutes, and from 5 till 6 in the studio, England legend Carl Walker. This is a drive time show you do not want to miss.
Some of the attackers, Palmer and Foden, left at home. The 2 omissions probably that define the talking points of the squad.
But we all expected it. I've been saying it for the last 2 months, and Manchester City fans and Chelsea fans are like, no, you can't leave them out. It's Cole Palmer, it's Foden. We know what Palmer can do in big games, but when you're not performing in that position where we got so much talent, like Rodgers, Eze, look at Bowen, unfortunate not to be in the squad. Gibbs White can't get in the squad, so I don't think it's a shock that Foden and Palmer don't make it.
One of the things that he has said, Thomas Tuchel, is that he wasn't going to take a batch of number 10s. He was going to take players that played in specific positions in that front line. He has only taken 3 of them. He couldn't take 5. He didn't want to take Foden and Palmer and then crowbar them into the team out of position. Is that the right call?
I think so, because we saw, going back to the last European Championships, Gareth Southgate tried to do that with Foden in particular, and he ended up having a nightmare of a tournament. Palmer was used only sparingly. So, yeah, I understand the argument. I would have taken one more in that number 10 position, because obviously you can play Bellingham deeper if needed as well. And I think if you're talking about taking one more, Gabby's dead right on form. Foden has been off it for a long time. Palmer has had an injury-afflicted season and hasn't really been the Cole Palmer of old. Morgan Gibbs-White would have been the one for me. You look at his numbers, his best ever goal-scoring season. He's carried Forest away from relegation danger into a major European semi-final. So I think of all the players that have been left out, he'll be concerned this morning. I was just thinking there, actually, can we lend a few of these to Scotland? They'd appreciate it.
Unnecessary? Would you say unnecessary? Stoking the fires?
He is. I don't know whether that's an insult to England or Scotland at this moment in time. We'll dig deeper later.
Morgan Gibbs-White, the joint most goal contributions of any English player in the Premier League this season, didn't make the squad. 17 goals, Europa League semi-finalists. Come up with some big moments as well when Forest have needed it most. As a Forest man yourself, does that irk you a little bit?
I've looked at Gibbs-White's performances over the last 2 or 3 years. When he plays well, Forest play well. He does have dips in form, to be fair, and it's probably cost managers their job on occasion, to be quite honest with you. But the bottom line is, at this moment in time, if you turn around and said who is really bang on form, Gibbs-White.
The dust is just about settling after Thomas Tuchel announced his England World Cup squad this morning. Some big omissions and surprise inclusions, but he's confident this is the team to do it.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players.
So, Ivan Toney and Jed Spence are both in, but there's no Morgan Gibbs-White, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Harry Maguire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Phil Foden. But when Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT, he made a surprising admission.
I was not even sure in the end what position his position is. And is it a 10, is it a false 9, is it maybe more a Bernardo Silva role in the future as a number 8?
Remember, every game from the World Cup will be live across the talkSPORT network. Elsewhere today, Man City have confirmed the North Stand at the Etihad will be renamed for Pep Guardiola, who's now confirmed to be leaving. Sunday's home clash with Aston Villa will be his last after a decade in charge. Pep spoke this afternoon.
Really satisfied, happy and proud. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been 10 years. So I cannot be more grateful for the amount of love and affection that I had not today, these days, for many, many years and nothing else.
Get all the latest on talksport.com.
Just a quick one. A lot of people messaging here saying about the last track Ryan played, the Stormzy track with Jamie. No, what Ryan was playing was Wicked Skengmen 4, which is Stormzy. So Aston.
Anyone really texting that?
I'll show you now if you want.
No, really texting?
Yeah. Wicked Skengmen 4, Stormzy.
Before the break, I asked a question. Jordan Henderson became the first ever England player to go to 7 consecutive tournaments. First one was Euro 2012. 2 players currently in the Premier League were in that squad. Who are the 2?
So you've got to go, so I'm going to go Milner.
1.
Welbeck.
Did you know that?
Well, I've seen it. It's not
someone might have...
I still got your lyrics on the...
Someone might text it in. You might have seen it.
No, but I'm just thinking about 2 oldest players.
Still to come, we'll be joined in the studio by Premier League legend, former England defender Carl Walker. But now, Pep Guardiola will leave Man City following their final game of the season at home to Villa on Sunday. Guardiola has led City to 17 major trophies, including 6 Premier League titles during 10 seasons in charge. The club confirmed earlier that it'd be leaving, and here's how they did it.
When I arrived, my first interview was with Noel Gallagher.
Welcome to Manchester. Thank you so much.
I woke out thinking, okay, Noel is here, this will be fun. And what a time we have had together.
And it goes on just to show you just how great a time he's had at Manchester City. Well, I'm delighted to say that rock and roll superstar, Man City fan Noel Gallagher joins us now live on Drive. Hello, Noel.
All right, mate.
Are you emotional day for you? How are you feeling, pal?
No, it was emotional the other day when it was leaked.
Yeah.
But kind of seeing the video was it's quite. I just think it's the measure of the man. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like he embedded himself in the city, and the first day that I interviewed him, he took my phone number and he said, I'm here to learn about Manchester. And when you hear him going on about the unions and the working classness and the colour of the bricks and Emily Pankhurst and all that, you just think he's the real deal, this guy, and we won't see the likes of him again.
No. I mean, it was always going to come to an end, and a lot of people who knew about Guardiola and seen his time at Barcelona and, of course, in Germany didn't think he'd last as long as he did at Man City. Was there a time over the whole length he's been your manager that you thought he might have left sooner? Have you been stunned, looking back now, that he's actually stayed for as long as he has?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at the managers' previous records when they come to you. He'd never stayed anywhere for more than 3 years. And when he signed his extension last time, I thought it was a surprise, because he was 8 years into it then. But if you're winning and you've got a club that's moulded in your image, why would you leave? But like he said in his video, I think there's something inside him that just says it's time for him to go home, you know what I mean? And same with Bernardo, they're just, sick of the rain.
Do you think it's going to be hard for the next man coming in, to talk about Maresca, to kind of, not to follow Pep, no one can follow Pep, but to kind of have the dominance that he's had for the last decade or so?
Oh, listen, forget replacing him. That's over now. That thing of the almost 100% certainty of winning a trophy every season with Pep, that's done now. Forget that. Now we have to reset. And now Khaldoon becomes the most important man at the club. And we have to go again. But I think if it is Maresca that's coming in, I think it's a wise appointment because the players know him and he was one of Pep's assistants, and he did good things at Chelsea. But we're never going to see the likes of Guardiola again. And it's not just a sad day for Man City fans. It's a sad day for the Premier League, because he's box office, and he was a superstar. But, you look back to when Wenger and Ferguson and Mourinho were going at it. We thought then when they all left, there was going to be no superstars left. And then all of a sudden, Klopp and Pep appear. And new rivalries will become apparent. The next rivalry could be Kompany and Alonso. You never know what's on the horizon. But I think it's all things must pass and all that. And I think it's nice to reflect on what an absolute genius he's been for English football, really.
So I thought the next man coming in might, as you said there, you've mentioned him, Vincent Kompany. Do you expect him to see him at Manchester City as manager at some point soon?
Well, Pep said in one of his press conferences he's 100% sure that one day he'll manage the club. So I would have thought if his trajectory keeps on the upward in Bayern Munich, he'd be a shoo-in. But I wouldn't rule out Maresca being successful. Do you know what I mean? He left Chelsea when they were second, and they were flying. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. But I think it's time for the club to reset, and it's time for the fans to reset and take a deep breath and go again. We were winning trophies and titles before Pep arrived, but he just, it was like a rocket ship with Pep. You know what I mean? I remember that day 10 years ago, we were all wondering, well, what is this guy going to do? And of course, the first season we win nothing, and then from then it was just been jaw-droppingly brilliant. And he was box office, and he wasn't a divisive character. Do you know what I mean? He carried everybody with him. You know what I mean? He barely spoke about referees. Probably he never really got involved in the kind of petty nonsense that Mourinho would get involved in. And I think if you ask most football supporters, they'll say they're fans of his. Do you know what I mean? I think he looked cool. He was the real deal. He looked the part. Yeah. He walked it like he talked it. And there's rumours that he's going to stay in the Manchester City football group, fold. So that would be great. I think it'd be terrible if we lost his knowledge. I think hopefully he'll become our Johan Cruyff. And Cruyff discovered him, and hopefully Pep, will be there when the powers that be need him, to pick his brains. But, I think of my two kids who are 15 and 18. They can't remember Pellegrini. They've only known this era of Guardiola, and we were coming back in the car from Bournemouth the other night, and they were both sad, and I was saying, mate, this is character building. This is what being a football supporter is. It's like we are now going to go into a period of where it's not guaranteed that we're going to even finish in the top four. So get used to it. Now we'll see how much of a City fan you are.
Do you have your own personal favourite memories of him? Not necessarily as a manager, but I don't even know if you have. But have you been out for dinner with him? Have you met socially many a time with him?
Yeah. I went for lunch with him a couple of times, and he came to my gigs, and he came to Oasis gigs, and he was just as you'd imagine him to be. What you've seen in those press conferences, and is exactly how you would imagine him to be. He was he was funny guy, and he was when he spoke to you, he looked you in the eye, and he demanded your attention. And
Did you talk football to him when you were out?
I remember I had lunch with him once, and we were up at the Etihad, and Rory McIlroy was using some fancy bit of gear that City had. He was injured at the time, and so the three of us had lunch together. And I wish I was into golf as much as they too, because it was a great golf conversation. I'm not into golf; I find it boring. And but those two were picking each other's brain, and Pep was fascinated with successful professional people and how their mindset was, and how they got into where they was. I was just sitting there thinking, McIlroy's a red. What's he doing here? Kick him out, And but I wouldn't ask him directly about football things. It's like, I thought I was too respectful for that. We would just talk about music and the kids and just normal stuff, mundane stuff really. But he was the real deal. I remember doing that interview, and all my mates afterwards, I said, "What's he like?" And I was like, "Strap yourself in, because this is going to be a rocket ride." He is exactly as you would expect this guy to be.
I'm glad you've mentioned that interview, because I want to play you something now from that interview 10 years ago, and then ask you a question on the back of it. So this is you with Pep when he first joined City. Have a listen.
Can we talk about music?
Yeah,
I believe you're a Coldplay fan. Is that right?
And James Blunt.
We can. That bit will never.
No, because I read an interview. Listen, I read an interview, and I read that you don't like too much this guy, and I thought it was a proper little.
It's not that I don't like him, El Senor. No. It's that I hate him. That's all it is.
Does he still like James Blunt?
That was a wind-up, right? He is a Coldplay fan.
Yeah.
But the James Blunt thing was a wind-up, I think. But I think so. I hope so. But yeah, it was. When they asked me to do that, it's one of the. I mean, I do this a lot. I agree to everything, and then 5 minutes later, I wish I hadn't done it. I was so nervous because we're forgetting. Before he came to England, he was already in the pantheon of greats. He changed the game before he even set foot in England, and that Barcelona team, lest we forget, is possibly the greatest club side in the history of football. The way that they played, and I remember I used to go and see them when they came to London, when they played Chelsea and when they played Arsenal in the Champions League, just to see them. And I remember one night at the Emirates, it was the best first half I'd ever seen, and I had to count the Barcelona players coming off because I was convinced they had 13 players on the pitch, because there was always somebody free to take the ball. And there's a documentary coming out. Someone's done a documentary. The people who've done Maradona have done this documentary about Johan Cruyff, and he explains it, and it's something called the third man. There's always got to be a man free, and whoever that man is it doesn't matter where he is on the pitch, he has to be the third man. It's a fascinating documentary, but it tells you a lot about Pep. Pep mentions it as well, and it was he was great before he got here. And the fact that he was coming to City blew my mind in the first place. But I have to say, he's lived up to it all, And he was so generous. Every time I would go there and we'd go to see him, sometimes someone would come up and say, "Are you coming down to see Pep?" And I'd say, "Oh, I'm with 6 geezers here. They've had a drink. You know what I mean?" And he would bring everybody in. He would bring everybody in. He was so generous with our time, and he would usher us in to see the players. I remember once he said to me, "Why don't you ever come and see me when we lose?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. Weird when we lose, isn't it?" He said, "No, that's when everybody needs people like you around them. So when we lose," and I was like, "Yeah, but you lost. We're in a bad mood." You know what I mean? And he was very into making everybody feel comfortable. He used to allow me and my mates who were they're just my mates, do you know what I mean? Sat in his office. My mate Scully was sat in his office once drinking with the King of Spain, right? And, we were allowed in the changing rooms. We stood in a team meeting once, and he was, he's like, "This is your club." This is, he would have that thing where he was just a custodian of it. And I can't speak highly enough of him. I really can't.
Yeah.
Do you expect to see a statue of him at some point at the Etihad?
Well, I think that the new North Stand is being named after him, but if they build it, well, they'll have to build a statue, and it should be visible from outer space. It's because he's done.
Well, he changed. Didn't just change Man City. He changed the way everyone plays football, right? Even on grassroots level.
Yeah, absolutely. My lads growing up, I used to go and see how he did that was all the young coaches who coach Sunday league teams were mesmerised by it. Because if you ask Kyle when he gets in, I remember talking to Kyle and John Stones about this, that when he first came, Kyle said that he was bamboozled by what he was talking about. Neither of them were kind of like, what's he going on about? And then when the penny drops, it becomes so simple. And if you think of it this way, Mikel Arteta, his assistant, has just won the Premier League and it stands to do the Champions League as well. Vincent Kompany broke records in the first division with Burnley. Maresca broke records with Leicester in the Championship. Everybody that's worked for him has taken this blueprint and made it successful, and that tells its own story. Do you know what I mean?
Do you expect him to come back into the game, and do you expect him to manage at international level next?
If I know him at all, I would expect him to go after the World Cup with somebody. I think that would drive him, is to win. It's the only thing that he's not won. You know, he's done everything in the game, changed the way people perceive the game. I can see him lifting the World Cup. You know, I could see him being England manager. You know, I could see him being the Dutch manager. I could see him managing, you know, one of the big six. So I wouldn't. There's no way he's leaving the game.
No, of course
he can't. There's no way.
Has he ever said to you, "I'd like to be England manager one day"?
No,
he hasn't.
No, but I'm going to see him on Sunday, and it's like I'm going to say to him, you can't leave the game. It's like, you know, just he's a one-off.
Yeah,
you know, the level of thought that he puts into tactics and the people around him is second to none, and he has to stay in the game. He has to.
Yeah. Well, great chat. I love that. Thanks, Noel. Do you want to congratulate Benny or not? You don't have to. It's up to you.
Well, look, the best team always wins over 38 games, and they've been the best team, and they were the best team before Christmas, and they have been the best team in the run-in. And I heard him on the TV last night. I mean, he must have been high or something, saying they could win 5 Premier League titles in the next 5 years.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did say it.
Why not?
He did.
They could do.
He has a shandy, honestly.
I know.
Head
I know.
goes.
He's obviously been on the catnip. And but no, good luck to them. They've been the best team.
Yeah.
You know, they've been the best team by what, 3 points? And you know, this is look, they deserve it, right? They've been brilliant. But what, they're going to get 82 points. You know, when we was going with Liverpool, it was 98, 99, 100 points. So that tells its own story. But good luck to them.
Just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. No, listen, good luck to you. Go and get a tattoo. Good luck to you.
No, before I let you go, you mentioned Carl Walker's on our show in 12 minutes. Any Carl Walker stories you want to give a little mention to?
No. Well, none that I can share. Sorry,
but you have got them, but none that you can share. No, okay, fine.
Anyway, tell him I said hello. He's a legend, that guy.
I will, of course I will. He's listening now in the green room.
Yeah.
So are you for coming on. I love that little trip down memory lane. It's brilliant. Thank you, Noel.
All right, thanks, mate. See you soon.
Cheers, pal. That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic.
I always think when you get a superstar like Pep Guardiola, and then you have another superstar coming on, and you can hear just how much it means to sit in his dressing room or sit in his office, and you know, it's almost like he becomes a super fan.
You will miss Guardiola. There's certain players when they leave the Premier League or they retire, there is part of you that goes,
yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And I almost feel like he's not one of those managers that has been a superstar and he's on the decline. He's still very much up there.
Yeah, very much. And he's young enough.
So he's leaving the Premier League at the peak of his powers.
Yeah. We're not leaving. We've got loads coming up in 10 minutes' time. Carl Walker, the legend, Noel just called him a legend. He's a legend. Will be on our show in the studio for an hour. That's from 5 p.m. on Drive on talkSPORT.
thought it was great at the end of the game the way the players were with him.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Emery Martinez picked him up.
Because we saw a wee side to him that you don't see.
Yes.
We saw a different side to him.
What was funny though, when Emery Martinez picks him up, on the clip behind, you can see the players are a bit like Tyrone Mings. They're laughing like, "Oh my God, how has he done that?"
Yeah.
Because then they know that like the manager's not really like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be the centre of attention.
Yeah.
But it was incredible scenes, Ali, afterwards. So emotional for so many Villa fans, and we were lucky to be in the stadium.
Brilliant.
All the clips back home, Ali, like so many places showed the game. Thousands of fans on the streets still now celebrating across the world. How many fans I spoke to last night that have come from Australia?
See,
They've got 4 flights to get here.
Same.
Some fans have not had a hotel room overnight. They've got the early flight this morning, so they just stayed up. Some fans have got to get them back through Germany, through different parts of Europe to get home. But what that win means for every Aston Villa fan in the world, Ali, it's just unbelievable. I can't describe in words, and I hope we get some good callers on today. And they'll have their stories of what this means.
I'm
to
sure
them.
we will, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. We're the champions, of course, rang out at Besiktas Park as Aston Villa get their hands on that Europa League trophy. I wonder if you've learnt the words by now, Gab. Here's
I know, mate, I know.
Well, listen, we're going to bring you back down here for a crashing bang, my friend. Here's your rendition of that classic last night in the stadium. Fantastic. Good on you. I was just...
Hilarious, mate.
I met all the Villa fans before the game, man, and they were brilliant, Gabby. Brilliant. Older gentlemen, young boys.
Ali, there's been no incidents.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Drop the talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, we'll hear what Carl Walker makes of Thomas Tuchel's England squad. Carl will be joining us in the studio for an hour from 5 till 6. Is talkSPORT's latest and greatest signing for the World Cup. Right, time now for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Right, time now for today's bet builder with the friends of Paddy Power. Let's welcome Ben Steele to the show. Steely.
Hello. How are we getting on?
We're good, man. How are you today? You all right? You well?
Yeah, very well. Bit hot, you know.
Good,
Can't complain about that too much.
No, I mean, open a window, get aircon is my advice.
Exactly.
Right.
Hopefully, well, if we win this bet, I might spend it on some aircon.
Okay, we need to win a bet, right? Because we haven't won one for a bit. So fingers crossed for this one. It's Sunday afternoon, obviously, in the Premier League. We're going for one of the biggest, Spurs against Everton. Can you remind us how the bet builder works and the charity that will benefit if we get it right?
Sure thing. So, yeah, it's 5 selections, one from each of us, one from your producer, and then a final one that is the most popular pick amongst the Paddy's punters so far. We'll stick that in a bet builder, and if it wins, the money will be donated to the Attitude Foundation, who do a lot of great work helping the LGBTQ community across the country.
Right, they do indeed. Fingers crossed it's a fight with a bet better. These are our picks. I've gone for a draw. I see no team winning this game, but I think it'll be enough for Tottenham to survive.
Yeah, the headline pick there, really. I think, well, it would be enough, I guess, if West Ham win. I think it's 13-0 against Leeds.
Yeah.
Then they'd stay up, but I think that's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
Probably a bit nervier than Spurs fans really would like it to be, but they'd probably bite your hand off for it right now, wouldn't they?
I think they would. Benny, what are you going for?
Yes, I've gone for BTTS. Both teams to score.
Yeah, that was going to be my pick as well, to be honest. I don't really know why. I just have a bit of a feeling that at some point we're going to see both West Ham and Everton ahead in their games.
Yeah.
So Spurs will be in the relegation zone. I kind of agree with Andy that it will end up being a draw, though. Both teams to score has clicked in 4 of Spurs' last 5 and in all of Everton's last 6. So safe pick, I'd say.
Next up is producer Joe. He's gone for James Maddison to score or assist.
Yeah, I think De Zerbi said after the game on Tuesday that Maddison's only really fit to play about half an hour. But every Spurs fan I know seems to be pretty desperate for him to start. And he's looked pretty bright in the games he's come on. So I'd say even if he doesn't start, he'll surely come on if they're chasing a game. And he's a handy little player, isn't he? So,
he is indeed. Right, next up, the people they've gone for Bentancur to commit 2 or more fouls.
Yeah, he's nothing if not combative in midfield, I'd say, isn't he? And all hands on deck. If it's getting a bit nervy, I'd say he'll be throwing himself about a bit. So handy little pick as well. It's just 11-10 for that one. So a nice little boost on the odds too.
And the last one's yours. What are you going for, Ben?
Yeah, Matthews Tell to have a shot on target. He scored that goal against Leeds. Did obviously then concede a penalty by overhead kicking someone in the face. But he's looked pretty bright since De Zerbi came in. He's all energy. And against a team who haven't won any of their last 6, he'll be looking to do a lot more than get a shot on target. But all we'll need is that shot on target for that leg to be a winner.
Ben, no bets on Christian Romero showing his face on Sunday?
Well, I don't know if we might have some prices on that. I don't know. He might zoom in maybe from where is he, down in Buenos Aires or something?
I tell you what, he needs to zoom out. That's what he needs to do. Right, can you confirm?
He might have it on his phone maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the closest he'll get to the ground. Can you just confirm the bet insurance, the odds and the value of the charity bet one more time, please?
Yeah, sure. So the 5 selections are draw, both teams to score, James Maddison score or assist, Bentancur to make 2 or more fouls, and Matty's Tell shot on target. That comes in at just over 32-1. So it'll be £322 returned if we are lucky enough to have found a winner. And those 3 player-specific selections on Maddison, Bentancur, and Tell will roll over to the player replacing them if they do come off.
Steely, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks very much. Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
man. There you go. That's Paddy Power's bet winner for today. Minimum 25 leg 18 plus. BeGambler.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Now, Carl Walker, talkSPORT's latest signing for the World Cup, will be joining me and Benny in the studio. When we come back, I can see Carl Walker through the glass. I don't know why he's dressed head to toe in a Burnley kit. Very bizarre. But he'll be joining us right after this, live on Drive on talkSPORT. It's an hour you do not want to miss.
Things though with Villa, right? Unai Emery is the man. He is like he has full control over everything: transfers, youth club. There's no one telling him what to do. And there's been rumours about him going to Madrid. Can you imagine him going to Madrid, mate? If he's going to bench Mbappe to play someone else, mate, he'd get ousted straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the perfect fit. It's the perfect club. It's the perfect.
No, but you're still Aston Villa, though.
What do you mean, Fundy?
Well, you mentioned Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Who's the bigger team?
What do you mean?
Cundy, come on, mate.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. Are you sorry? Have you taken stupid pills?
I don't know what. I don't know what.
Sorry, sorry.
Were you trying to say Aston Villa bigger than Real Madrid?
No, of course not, mate. Of course not. But
what are you trying to say, James? I don't know what you're saying. Explain yourself.
No, hold on. He's saying he wouldn't go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, because he's not in control.
Sorry, unless I've got you wrong, Dave.
Yeah, because he's not in control.
It's Real Madrid. What's wrong with you lot? Are you joking me?
Are you joking? Listen to me, right? Hang on,
David, listen to me. Are you saying to me you turned down Real Madrid?
As a manager? Right, so
no, man. What do you think I'm talking about?
Cundy, listen to me, right? He could go to Madrid, right? And
Dave, think about what you're going to say before you say it, okay?
Cundy, mate,
you've got time to think about it, okay?
You are.
He's
annoying me.
Take it away.
Dave, he's annoying me.
Yeah, man, your canister is way bigger than your brain, mate. I swear down.
Say it then, Dave. Say it. So here's the situation. I'm going to throw it to you. Do you want the job? Unai, do you want the job?
It's career suicide, Cundy. It's career suicide. If you went to Real Madrid, right, you have 6 months, he'd oust Mbappe, he'd get ousted by the fans, and then he'd be done. Right? At Villa, I'll tell you what, he could play bloody Tyrone Mings at striker, and I'd still trust the process. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying he's going to say no to Real Madrid?
Yes. Cundy, give Red a ball, mate. You're Chelsea. Where are you? 9th?
I tend to agree with you.
I don't know what to say today.
No, I get the whole. I get Jace. I get your whole argument.
Say to him.
No,
I don't know what to say today.
Shut up a minute.
The dust is just about settling after Thomas Tuchel announced his England World Cup squad this morning. Some big omissions and surprise inclusions, but he's confident this is the team to do it.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players. Teams win championships, it's as simple as that. And what we are trying to achieve in summer can only be achieved as a team.
So, Ivan Toney and Jed Spence are both in, but there's no Morgan Gibbs-White, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Harry Maguire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Phil Foden. But when Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT, he made a surprising admission.
I was not even sure in the end what position his position is. And is it a 10, is it a false 9, is it maybe more a Bernardo Silva role in the future as a number 8?
So we'll see, won't we? Stuart Pearce has been there and done it with major tournaments, on the pitch and in the dugout. He reckons Tuchel's actions with the whole squad will be vital.
I, as a manager, never had to worry about number 1 to 11. They looked after themselves. You take them to a major tournament, they're picked, they're happy. It's the ones from 12 to 26. I always used to make sure, as a manager, whenever we went to a major tournament, the day after we played, I would be one of the coaches on the training pitch, taking the coaching to show to those numbers 12 to 26, I'm here and I care about you.
Remember, every game from the World Cup will be live across the talkSPORT network. Elsewhere today, Man City have confirmed the North Stand at the Etihad will be renamed for Pep Guardiola, who's now confirmed to be leaving. Sunday's home clash with Aston Villa will be his last. After a decade in charge, Pep spoke this afternoon.
Really satisfied, happy and proud. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been 10 years. So I cannot be more grateful for the amount of love and affection that I had not today, these days, for many, many years and nothing else.
Get all the latest on talksport.com.
Well, back to our number 2. What an hour it's going to be. A drive time on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein. Darren Bent is here.
We'll have a bit of that.
Do you know what? We will have a bit of that. Still to come, we're in part 2 of Bent's chat with Arsenal's Victor Yokarez. But now, we're delighted to be joined in the studio by this Premier League legend.
Great ball, it's Kyle Walker, and it's 1-1. And Kyle Walker scores his first ever goal for England.
I believe Kyle Walker is the best English right back ever.
And it's an awesome foursome for formidable Manchester City as Kyle Walker lifts the trophy into fittingly sky blue Mancunian skies.
Yeah, how about this? We're delighted to be joined by 6-time Premier League winner, former England defender, and a huge part now of talkSPORT's World Cup coverage this summer. As we say hello and good afternoon, welcome to Drive Time to Carl Walker. Hello, Carl.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. How are you? All right? You well?
Yeah, good. Hot out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Travel down, but it was good.
Well, I mean, if I was an ex-footballer, or even a current footballer, of course, I would always travel with a pair of shorts on for so many reasons. But one, I'm going to have great legs, right? Why have you come down jeans knowing it's so hot out?
Because I'm from the north, and especially Manchester as well, because it's always raining. So you kind of don't know what it's like down south anymore.
Okay, well, it's lovely to see you. I was telling Benty earlier on about time we both met in a menswear shop. Do you remember it?
No.
There you go. And that's where that story ends.
Where was it?
Doesn't matter now.
No? All right, sorry about that.
I never read that one. Could you tell it again? No, I miss it.
Maybe it's a different Carl Walker. Thank you so much for coming. We've got you for now. We've got you in because you've joined up to be part of talkSPORT's coverage for the World Cup this summer. How excited are you for it to get started after that squad announcement today?
No, I think it's great. Obviously, being involved in a World Cup as a player is good, but doing this is a little bit different and something that I've wanted to do for a number of years now. I think listening to this show on a regular basis is fantastic, and just to be a part of it is great.
I've always wondered this for you, Carl, because I think for you never have to worry about going to a major tournament. So when it comes to like selection day, are you just at home thinking, well, I know the call's coming at some point, I'm in the squad, or is there part of you that's still a little bit like, I'm not quite sure?
I think with the previous tournaments that I've been to, I've always been in good form leading up onto that. I remember going back to France with Iceland when we got knocked out there, and you're kind of thinking that was my first tournament, and you're looking at it and thinking it can only get better. Yeah. And I think that was a tough start to tournament football for me, but everyone after that has been absolutely fantastic.
You decided to call it a day on your international career, right?
Yeah.
Rather than the manager tell you weren't going. Why was that?
I just think for what I've done for my country, I feel that I've done, I think it was 16 years of every summer, where you're umming and ahhing if you're in the squad or not in the squad. I started at 20 when I was at Villa with you. Yeah. So to now being 2026, 36 years old, I kind of thought I'm not really going to get to the 100. I spoke to certain people within the FA. They kind of put me in the right direction that I wasn't get the 100. So I was just kind of like, I'm going to call it a day myself.
It'd be interesting. This is going to be your first World Cup for a long time. First tournament.
Yeah.
You're going to be sat at home watching it, or here we talk. How's that feel? Will that be difficult for you?
I'm actually at peace with it. I thought when the squad got announced, and maybe when I start watching them on the telly and doing a bit here, I probably think, I wish I was there. But it's something that I'm at peace with now. I'm 96 caps. I never thought I'd get that. So to get, just one is fantastic, but to get 96 and go to 4 major tournaments, it was a great deal for me.
I thought they would have given me another 4. I mean, when you said about...
Thanks. I thought so as well.
Another 4, I'm thinking, when you said about get to the 100, they told you kind of steered you away from that. I'm thinking that maybe you're about 10, 15 away, but 4.
Yeah. It's one of them things, as you know, football works in weird and wonderful ways and sometimes, but also can be cruel. I think what you always want, you don't always get, and a big dream of mine was to get the 100, but it didn't happen, and I kind of just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about someone that won't be getting any more caps, well, certainly not over the World Cup, and that's Harry Maguire, left out the squad. Were you surprised?
If you'd have told me 6 months ago he'd have been left out the squad, I'd probably say, okay, that's fair enough. But I think for what he's done this season, and especially where Manchester United are this season, you kind of thought that he'd have a good running to get into that squad. I think his experience, being at all the tournaments that I've been at as well, he's been a vital part of that. So I think he's very unlucky not to get in that.
What's he like in and around the dressing room? Because we always talk about Jordan Henderson and his influence on the squad, but Harry Maguire's another one where I put him in that same bracket. A lot of experience, always goes to major tournaments. What is he like, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch and around the training ground?
No, he's fantastic. He's fantastic, and you can see that with how he plays for England. You know, he always steps up, even in penalties. I think I have to look at that, and for a centre-half to step up in penalties in all the major tournaments that we've been to is a great credit to himself. And I think he speaks very well of just how much playing for England means for him. So it's going to have been, very tough for him very tough pill for him to swallow yesterday in that phone call conversation. But it's football, and he has to deal with it, and he has to dust himself down and get on with it, really.
There was a time when we were picking England squads where we had just too many right-backs. We had you, we had Trent, we had Kieran Trippier.
Reece
James, of course. You're not now part of the England setup, and Trent Alexander-Arnold also won't be going to the World Cup. Are you surprised by that mission?
Yeah, I think if you to say a player that plays for Real Madrid doesn't get into the England fold, it's kind of unheard of. But for whatever reason, the manager's decided to go down the route that he's gone down, and you have to listen. He's managing us in the World Cup, and we have to trust him. And I feel that the more that we get behind the lads, the better it's going to be. Listen, there's always going to be doubts and question marks on everything that a manager does. But I feel that if we get behind him in the best way that we can do, especially when I think back to Russia, how much the nation was actually behind us then, it's only going to help him.
Why do you think he's not been included? Because I go back to Gareth Southgate's reign in charge, and of course you were very much his number one right back, and rightly so. And it was almost who's going to be number two? Was it Trips? Was it going to be Reece James? And then now a new regime's come in, Thomas Tuchel, and the same thing seems to be happening. Now we all know how much of a wonderful footballer Trent is. I mean, his range of passing is incredible, his technique. But it's another manager that's opted to kind of go elsewhere. Can you understand why that is?
No, not really. Not really, because I feel that we all talk about Trent and what Trent does or what Trent doesn't do so well. But let's talk about what Trent does unbelievably well, and probably the best in the world in his position at right back, with his range of passes, his delivery on the ball, his assists. And also you have to think about the big games that he's played in, whether that's Champions League finals or big games for Liverpool or big games for Real Madrid. You have to take that in consideration, because as much as someone's a good player, when you get put on a World Cup quarter-final, World Cup semi-final, a European Championship final, it takes a little bit of a personality to make sure that you can get through that game, not just by your ability, but also mentally as well.
Carl, let me ask you, as a football fan like myself, looking in from the outside, I just see these players' names, and then I see they're either in the squad or they're not. And if they're not, I'm like, why is he not picking Cole Palmer? Why is X, Y, and Z not going? But if you're a player on the inside, there might be more reasons as to why players aren't picked. Maybe they don't get on with the group. Maybe they're quite difficult. Maybe they're not good for the England squad when they're travelling. Maybe they're not a fan of travelling. You've been involved in many in England squad. Are there certain reasons other than they're not good enough why players don't make an England squad? Or is it just based on form?
I think now football's more about the togetherness as a group. I think you look at, I can speak of my time at Man City, and you look at Pep, and he didn't just sign a player for the player's quality. He wanted to know everything about them, their background, what they're like, in the dressing room, what they're like around the building. And I think that's key, and especially at football, in World Cup tournaments or European Championship tournaments, you're with people for 4 weeks and you need to get along, and there's going to be disappointment. The manager can only pick 11 players on the field, and you have to have a togetherness around the building to make sure that you all get on. I look back at the generations that I've been in. You look at the likes of Rio, John Terry, Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, Wayne Rooney. All of these players were fantastic players on a piece of paper. But when they came together, did they do as well as they could have done? Probably not. And we all know that. But this group of players, when I look back at Russia, for example, we had a good group of players that stuck together. That was the changing point, I feel, that in England football, in the England dressing room, that we left the doors open and everyone could just walk into each other's room. I remember going to the Grove when I first started, and I'd shut the door and that was it. I wouldn't see someone until I came out for breakfast the next morning. And I feel that we changed that environment, and maybe the managers look down that. From what I see or what I've seen over the last number of years, each and every player that's, we're questioning that's being left out, whether that's Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Harry Maguire, they're all fantastic on and off the field. So maybe it's just a footballing decision.
Okay. A quick word about Ivan Toney has been included.
Yeah.
That surprised a lot of people, including me. What about you? Do you know Ivan well?
Ivan's a good guy. Ivan's a good guy, and he's a good guy to have around the place. In Germany, he was class. You know, to come on, play the minutes that he come on, but also what we all know is in the penalties. He's unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know, you put 2 keepers in there, they're not saving it. But I don't think he's just being taken there for these penalties alone. I feel that he brings a different dimension to the game. Something, you know, that you can maybe chuck up with Harry if they're chasing a game or something like that. Or if he trains well, who knows what can happen.
Is he England's second best striker?
Oh, it's a good question to ask me now.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's show you go. Have that. Yeah, have that.
We went like easy with you for 40 minutes. But this is where it's going to be, right? Is England's second best striker?
I think Watkins probably just pips him.
Okay.
I think Watkins has come to form in the right time of the season now. But Ivan brings a different bit of quality that Watkins probably doesn't possess.
I have to ask you about Phil Foden.
Yep.
Your former Man City colleague. I love Phil Foden. I think he's fantastic. Hasn't had a great season. So for me, it wasn't a surprise that he's not in the squad. I'd love to see him in it, but not a surprise. What do you make of the fact that he's not playing for England this summer?
It's a shock to me because I know what Phil can do on a day-to-day basis. I know what Phil can do on a pitch at any given moment. But Phil will probably say that he's not produced enough of what he can do on the field for Manchester City, or not being given the chance to. Now, that's only Phil and Pep knows them answers, and that's probably had a ripple effect into the decision that Thomas has made.
Is England's best number 10? I'm only joking. I won't put you.
Sorry, just quickly, where is his best position?
I think he's a 10. I think Phil can play off the wings, which is no problem for Phil. He's done probably his whole career up until now. I feel that Phil's been a little bit unlucky when he's waiting for the likes of David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne to vacate the premises for him to then play in that number 10 role. But for whatever reason, the manager's not put him there. But my personal opinion is on Phil Foden, his best position is in the pockets.
Okay. Can we win the World Cup?
Yeah, of course.
Are we going to win the World Cup?
I hope so.
Okay. I think we are. He doesn't. I think we are. We've got you for a whole hour. When we come back, we'll talk about another one of your former sides, although we've got so much to talk to you about. We'll talk about Spurs. Big weekend for Tottenham this weekend. Carl Walker, England legend, in the studio with me and Benny on Drive for this whole hour. Stay where you are. Lots coming up right after this on Talk.
What was your overriding emotion last night, watching it all unfold and feeling as you do for this great club?
I think for me, it's Aston Villa a sleeping giant. You know, European Cup winners in 1982. All you ever heard was, you wasn't born. You wasn't born when Villa won that. They've only won, last trophy was 30 years ago. So it was that pressure, sort of that monkey off the back for Aston Villa fans and the players and the football club. But emotion as well, Jim, because I spoke to so many Villa fans, parents that have passed away, you know, family members that have passed away, and what this would have meant to those people that aren't here today. And people are going through a lot. You know, everyone's going through a lot, football fans. What last night can do to give people a boost, what they're going through in their life. It was amazing to see my people, my fellow Brummies, so happy.
Brilliant. Your people. You're right, your people. In terms of legendary status, Gabby, where is this group now?
Oh, they're legends. And I say this all the time, Jim, I don't like to be called a legend. I feel legends of a football club need to win something. I really do. The 1982 players, they're legends of the football club. Now, these group of players are, and the one player, I don't like to pick one, but the one player that stands out for me is our captain. Scotland are lucky to have him, John McGinn. Immense, and I was so happy for him, what he's been through for this football club. The small price that Aston Villa paid for him, was it 2.5 million? What a player, what a nice guy, and what a captain.
Gabby, can I ask you personally, did you watch with regret last night that you never quite experienced a night like that?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, we got to the Carabao Cup final, we got to the FA Cup final and lost. But to get to a European final and get it over the line, the pressure that was on the players because they were highly favourites in the game as well to win against Freiburg. It wasn't like a jealous feeling. It was like, wow, I missed out. Wow, what I'll do to be on that pitch to share that, because the players know, Jim, the players get it, what it means to the Aston Villa fans to win another European Cup title.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Drive on talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, and Carl Walker's with us in the studio in partnership with Giacomo Steiner Brands for every man. Still to come, we'll be getting Carl's thoughts on Pep leaving Man City, of course. Just quickly, Michael Carrick has been confirmed the new Manchester United manager on a 2-year deal. Now, we're of course joined by Carl Walker, who spent 8 years at Spurs before moving to City in 2017. And of course, it's a huge weekend for Tottenham as they bid to stay in the Premier League on the final day. They need a point at home to Everton, or against Everton, to survive. But if they lose and West Ham win, then Spurs will be playing their football in the Championship next season. Even when I say that sentence, it's barking, isn't it, Carl? To even think that Spurs will be a Championship side next season.
It's mental.
What do you think has gone wrong since when you were there to where we are today?
I actually don't know. Because you can't say that they haven't spent money. You can't say that they haven't improved the club as a whole with the training ground, with the stadium and everything like that. But for one reason or another, it's just not seemed to have worked.
Crazy. Because I last season was almost a bit of an anomaly because I did feel they'd be better after, even though they won the Europa League. I think it was quite evident that he went, you know what, I'm going to go the route of the Europa League because they were never going to get relegated. So I expected Ange to return this season, which I think was a bit unfair, and I think they'd have had a better league campaign. Do you think it's as simple as that? Or do you think, because I think the quality's there, they just haven't played well?
Yeah, and sometimes that happens in football, but I don't think we're talking 37 games now. We're not talking over a period of a month where you can have a bad month. It's over 37 games where they're now flirting with relegation. So I do take accountability for the managers changing and different systems and everything like that, which can also throw it up in the air like that. But also the players as well, I think they have to look at themselves. And that's me being honest as a player, that I would be saying to, my teammates, the people next door to me, that, we need to do better. It's all right for the managers. They normally take the bullet. And they normally take the front of it, then get sacked. But the ownership can't sack 25 players. So the simple decision is to sack the manager.
It's about standards as well. And I'm going to ask you, Carl, because you've been a captain before. their captain, Christian Romero. Now, we've heard, of course, on Sunday, there are reports that he's not going to be at that final game of the season because...
Do you know this, Carl?
No.
You haven't read this?
No. Right, so basically he's back in
Argentina
to watch was it Boyhood Club?
Yeah.
That were in a cup final.
They're playing, I think, River Plate.
Right, over watching Spurs in the obviously last game of the season. Now, he's their captain. Does that typify almost what's wrong with the club at the minute, is that you've got the standards and that they're not being set?
Probably. I think if there was any fan listening to that or not seeing him at the game to support their team that they've grown up watching, and when he's the captain, he's the leader, he should set the examples for the rest of the team and make sure that he's there for whatever reason. If that is the reason, I don't think it's a valid reason, but he's made that decision. If it's true, and it's going to happen.
You were at Man City and you won just about everything you could have done, right, including the treble. And when you were at Spurs, you were involved in a side that became a side that could have won the Premier League, could have won the Champions League as well. They came very close on a few occasions. They didn't have that winning mentality, right? That was one of the reasons why they couldn't get across the line. You've been in both dressing rooms, one where you have had it and one where you haven't at Spurs. Can you put your finger on anything else as to why Tottenham can't turn into a side that becomes successful? Because they've knocked on the door so many times, and then we heard this word Spursy, that was formed, and it stayed with them forever. Do you ever see, a couple of managers, I think it was Ange was the last manager, said it's like in the club's DNA, there'll always be this. You can change the managing director, you can change the manager, the players, but Spurs will always be Spursy. Can you put your finger on why Spurs can't get over that?
When I look back at the team that we had, and we was chasing down Leicester, and then we was chasing down Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I think that was the tipping point from where the club was either going to stay as the club have stayed or go in a new direction and take it, further. I think the players that we had in that team, whether it was like me, Danny Rose, Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Harry Kane, these were all players at maybe 25, 26, 27. I think I was one of the oldest at 27. I moved to City at 27. And they probably should have spent that little bit more money on buying more experienced players that have gone and done it, because when we got to finals, whether it was the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, you're kind of looking around or looking next to you and thinking, have you done it? No, you haven't. Okay, so we're both in this together, or we're both new at a final or at this stage together. And then when I went to City, I remember playing Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, so the first trophy I won. And you look at the likes of David Silva, Vincent Kompany, Sergio Aguero, and you look at them and you think, I'm okay now. I'm actually all right, because I've never been here, or I've been here with Tottenham and I've lost. So I'm forever clapping people walking up the stairs at Wembley. And lo and behold, David Silva, Vinny Kompany, and Sergio Aguero scoring that game to win us the trophy. But these are the players that you lean on. And I think until you have that experience within the dressing room, it's hard to look around and lean on someone.
Yeah, we've talked about that so much before. And obviously Chelsea have got this new model where they're not going to buy experienced players. They're buying younger players, right? And a lot of Chelsea fans have said that's the difference. They need older heads, experienced heads to come in. And when players are like losing the plot and getting red carded, you need an older head.
Like Thiago Silva.
Perfect example.
Exactly. But then you look at Chelsea, and Chelsea could be fantastic one week.
Yeah.
And be playing, expansive football, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is the new Chelsea. Then all of a sudden, they go and lose a freak game. And you're like, well, what's happening here? But I think that boils down to the experience around the dressing room. That's my personal opinion. Do I feel that the youngsters that they've gone and bought, some of the best in the world? No shadow of a doubt. But have they got a leader within that group, like a Thiago Silva when they went and won the Champions League against us, that they can lean on and kind of say, well, he's been here before, we'll go to him for advice, or we'll lean on him in this game and he'll carry us through this game, and then our quality or ability will come through.
Hand on heart, not your head. Hand on heart. Do you think Spurs will stay up?
I think they will get some sort of result against Everton, yeah.
Even if it's a draw, it'll be enough, yeah?
I just think the crowd pull them through.
Okay.
I think the crowd against the last game was incredible.
We've got Carl Walker with us. When we come back, we'll continue this wonderful chat. We'll talk about Pep Guardiola. Of course, he's decided to call it a day. A sad day for Man City fans. I'm sure a sad day for you. So we'll talk about that when we come back.
I bet I know what the new Googling question is.
Let's find out. It's time for no Googling. Which two players has Carl Walker
played with the most?
Yeah. No, it's not.
I thought.
Which two players has Carl Walker combined for the most goals throughout his career? All right.
I don't get many assists, so don't worry about
it's five. 5 on both.
Yeah.
5 on one, 5 on the other. All right? Two different clubs. There's a clue. The answers to that are more from the wonderful Kyle Walker right after this, live on Drive on talkSPORT.
It is a sensational story and so many strands to it. And I've seen a lot of Southampton fans who've come out in condemnation of the club. They say this is the darkest day in their long history. And I think a lot of Southampton fans are quite embarrassed at the way in which their name has been dragged through the mud. As you say, the punishment is immediate expulsion from that playoff final on Saturday, the £200 million game. So they have been stolen of the right to possibly get back into the Premier League the first time of asking, and a 4-point deduction for the start of next season. That's because, as I understand it, the EFL argued that the playoffs needed to be treated as a separate cup competition. Obviously, Southampton admitted spying on Middlesbrough, so that's where that punishment comes from. They also admitted over the course of this hearing with the Independent Commission spying on at least 2 other Championship teams, which is why there's also a points penalty for next season. Southampton appealed it immediately, not because they feel they're innocent, but because they feel the punishment doesn't really befit the crime. One of the things I was told coming out of St Mary's is they feel this is unprecedented. It is, because there isn't a precedent. I know that Marcelo Bielsa escaped with a fine, but it was only after that incident ahead of the Leeds final playoff with Derby that it was put in the rule book. So this is uncharted territory. Southampton have told staff in an email that I've seen from the Chief Executive, Phil Parsons, their legal team are confident they've got a strong case. They're going to keep preparing for this game on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be overturned in terms of Southampton being allowed to play this final. What could happen is a sort of halfway house where the points deduction gets rescinded. But I think there's enough evidence that Southampton will not take their place at Wembley. We're hearing stories of analysts dressing as staff wearing the kits of non-league Eastleigh when Ipswich were using their training ground in order to spy. So this is quite sinister in many ways. This is not just some bloke who's turned up at the Middlesbrough training ground and filmed a few minutes of training. So I think they're banged to rights. I think they've shown very little contrition. I think it's poor that we haven't had a statement from Southampton in the aftermath of this punishment. We still haven't heard of...
The dust is just about settling after Thomas Tuchel announced his England World Cup squad this morning. Some big omissions and surprise inclusions, but he's confident this is the team to do it.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players.
So, Ivan Toney and Jed Spence are both in, but there's no Morgan Gibbs-White, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Harry Maguire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Phil Foden. But when Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT, he made a surprising admission.
I was not even sure in the end what position his position is. And is it a 10? Is it a false 9? Is it maybe more a Bernardo Silva role in the future as a number 8?
Remember, every game from the World Cup will be live across the talkSPORT network. Elsewhere today, Man City have confirmed the North Stand at the Etihad will be renamed for Pep Guardiola, who's now confirmed to be leaving. Sunday's home clash with Aston Villa will be his last after a decade in charge. Pep spoke this afternoon.
Really satisfied, happy and proud. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been 10 years. So I cannot be more grateful for the amount of love and affection that I had not today, these days, for many, many years and nothing else.
Get all the latest on talksport.com.
JME, yeah?
What?
JME, yeah?
Carl Walker's with us in the studio. What sort of music do you like, Carl Walker?
Oh, this is decent.
This is it?
Yeah, this goes back to my roots.
You like this, didn't you?
It's going to kick in, right?
You like
I've not heard this song.
No?
I've heard this. Who's this by?
JME. Giggs is in this, isn't it? JME and Giggs.
Don't know what you...
Joe Giggs is.
Giggsy, yeah. Legend. Before the break, ask the question, which two players has Carl Walker combined for the most goals with throughout his career? 5 goals each. Who have you set up 5 goals for?
Harry Kane.
1. Who's the other one?
Jesus.
No.
Sergio
Aguero. Still to come, we'll find out what's next in Carl's career. But first, earlier on in the show, we were joined by rock and roll superstar, Man City fan Noel Gallagher. Have a listen to this. You mentioned Carl Walker's on our show in 12 minutes. Any Carl Walker stories you want to give a little mention to?
No.
What?
No, none that I can share. Sorry,
but you have got them, but none that you can share. No, okay, fine.
Anyway, tell him I said hello. He's a legend, that guy.
I will, of course I will. How nice is that?
Yeah, really nice. Really nice. Noel, really class guy.
We were talking about Pep, and we're going to get your view on that. But Noel was saying that a couple of times Noel's been in like team meetings when you've all been there. And do you remember though? You obviously remember those times when Noel's been there.
Yeah. He always, whenever we win a trophy, Noel's in the changing room. But you can't really say no to him, can you?
No, of course
Kick him out.
not.
You just got to let him in.
Yeah.
I remember he was down at Brighton, and then he's been up at the Etihad, a number of times. So it's always good to see him.
Yeah. Talking about Pep Guardiola, no more will he be the Man City manager after this season. You must have fond memories of Pep. Tell me about the first time that he phoned you up or contacted you to come and play for Man City. How did that happen?
No, obviously I had a decent couple of seasons at Tottenham, as we just said before, me and Danny Rose as wing-backs. And it was kind of like, I know that Tottenham kind of said to us that it was either one or the other can go. And my agent had the tough decision to make because he had both of us.
Wow.
But I know Trippier was kind of on my tail at Tottenham, and I think that they kind of thought that he would be the right replacement for me. So I think that just opened the door to make it a little bit easier for me to go to Man City. But I was in Portugal. Actually, I was playing golf. I come back from a round and he gave me a call and he just said, I really like you to be on my team. And, I'm shivering on the phone. I'm walking up and down the garden at the place that we were staying in. As soon as I think someone calls you like that to take the time out and the effort to call you and make sure that he wants you on their team come the new season, it was a no-brainer then.
When you first obviously met him and then you had your first training sessions, I remember having a conversation with Delphi about when he first worked with Pep. He almost said to me, Bent, you would not believe, not that it's complicated, but he was like, this guy sees football in a completely different way than anything I've ever experienced before. How long did it take you to kind of get used to the way that he wanted you to play?
I'd say probably 2 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say probably 2 seasons. It was mental because...
Sorry, you say, wow, that's quick or long?
That's 2 seasons.
That's a long time.
Some managers don't last a year.
Oh, okay.
I reckon 2 seasons before I fully got what he wanted from the game of football. And I think he always used to bring me into his office, show me different clips and everything like that. And he used to say Mascherano was the same at Barcelona, where he just didn't get it. He just didn't get it. And I was definitely one of them. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
But what I was fortunate with is that I played in the Premier League for a number of seasons. So I knew the teams that we was playing against, but in training, I was a disaster.
In what way?
Wow.
I just couldn't get the pictures in my head of where the 3-man was. And it just it just wouldn't set in. It wouldn't set in. And obviously my physicality would then get me through the training sessions, run around, smash a few people.
Yeah.
Obviously you play with me, Benty, and, I relied on my pace a lot. And then the games was just like not a walk in the park, but it became natural then. But the training sessions, when he did certain practices, I was like, oh, not this again, because I just struggled.
Did you ever tell him you didn't, or did you just not?
No, he told me. He told me.
What, he told you that
he told me I struggled. He told me I struggled
in
the training sessions. On certain ones. I wasn't completely awful in them, but...
Wait, you're trying to find because in my head, I'm trying to picture what session are you doing where you can't find the spare man?
All right, so if you think I've gone from training with Harry Redknapp and Pochettino, which is very physical, normal standard with Harry of you've got, 7v7 with a floater.
Yeah.
And the floater's the spare man.
Of course.
But Pep Guardiola, he doesn't like to just do that. He'll put you in position, so you're playing in position from the possession. So you've got your back four, your wingers on the side of you, and your centre forwards at the top. And then all the midfielders were in the middle. But once you lose the ball, you'd have to then obviously try and retrieve the ball from the inside going out.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get it. It was just like people was running at me all different directions. Like, well, he's come from there. He must be free.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't register. But then you look at like Gundo or Bernardo Silva, it was like a walk in the park for him. But my theory was that they was playing in the middle, so they always had the outside pass. That was my theory. I was like boxed in a corner. Like me and Danilo was like boxed in a corner. It was like me v him. But I feel that I wouldn't be the player that I am today. I wouldn't know the game of football, look at the game of football if it wasn't for him.
I'm guessing he's one of those managers always there when you arrive, and when you leave, he's still at the ground, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's like an addiction for him. It's an addiction. And I feel that with the clubs that he's managed, the players that he's managed, you can see why it's an addiction, because it demands the best out of you. And it's daily. You know, he used to say to me, I asked you to train for 1 hour. 1 hour of full concentration. You know, sometimes I'm away with the fairies. I'm thinking about what I'm having for dinner, you know, later on tonight or something.
Ben is the same. That's what I've got to put up with Ben every show.
You get hour and a half, I see it.
But sometimes you float off in the game, don't you? You just float off. And he was just like, I just want 1 hour of concentration from you. That is it, Kyle. And I was just like, when you say it like that, it sounds easy, but it really wasn't.
What? So you would start daydreaming during a game of football?
I daydream, I think, still now sometimes. I think to concentrate, I think goalkeepers probably have it down to a T where their full concentration for 90 plus minutes has to be completely on it. But I think if you speak to any player and if they was honest, are they fully concentrated for 90 plus minutes? You're not. You do.
You switch off sometimes.
You switch off. You look at the crowd. You're trying to see where your mum and dad is, aren't you, and everything like that.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Like, you're not fully concentrated for 96 minutes. It's impossible. It's impossible.
That's amazing.
But goalkeepers get maybe if you're Edison at Manchester City, you probably got 20 minutes where you're not actually not doing anything.
Yes.
If you're not concentrated, it doesn't really
No,
matter.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Other goalkeepers, I think with I'm going to say the lower down you go when you're taking more shots, you then have to be concentrated continuously.
You know, you mentioned Edison there, right? Now, I don't know if you was at City then when Pep came in and he changed Joe Hart for Bravo.
Yeah.
And then Bravo straight away, and then Edison. What was it like then when he started working with the goalkeepers? Because again, me and Andy, we always talk on this show about how we think Pep's kind of changed football in this country with the goalkeepers playing up from the back. When Edison comes in, have you ever seen anything like that in terms of, and what was he doing in training? Was he training with you guys?
No. He was obviously training with the goalkeeping coach, but I can just remember this kick. And this kick that he had from the goalkeeper, like obviously the dead ball line to our centre forward, was ridiculous. We played Tottenham in Denver, I think it was. And my first game as the pre-season, so I've just left Tottenham. My first game is against Tottenham. And Aguero stood on the 18-yard box of Tottenham's goal. And Tottenham players have just left him. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, obviously they're my mates. Like, I know Tottenham lads more than I know my City lads. I'm thinking, you actually don't know what's coming here. And he's just booted the ball and we've gone and scored from it. And he just possessed this thing that he was just so calm on the ball, like he didn't care.
Yeah.
But I feel that's just what made him how he is. And I feel that we probably wouldn't have gone and achieved what we went on to achieve if he wasn't there.
Did you know Bravo wasn't going to work the minute he turned up?
Well, I remember Joe Hart getting the phone call or having a phone call conversation with Pep at the Euros. And that's when he found out that he wasn't playing or wasn't going to be, his first choice keeper.
Well, Pep called him at the Euros.
Because Claudio was coming in. I wasn't at Man City there.
Thanks for that, Pep.
Cheers, Pep.
Yeah.
Game in a minute.
Well, Joe said to me at the Euros that was when Pep called him. But I wasn't there the first season of Bravo because that's when they just scraped the Champions League. Yeah. I came the season after that. But Bravo and Edison was obviously batting it out for the number one when I got there.
Yeah. Did Pep ever come to your house?
No, I've been. The lads always hammer this. I've been to his flat twice.
Okay. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Conversation.
How did that? What? He just said, "Can you come see me?"
Yeah, he just said like sometimes he would call me or get one of the player operations to come and grab me and I want to chat with you. And one time I knocked on his door. All right, boss, you wanted to chat? He went, no, not here. He was like at my house. So I had to go to his flat and...
What, with him?
Yeah, with him.
So you both got in the car?
No. It wasn't that awkward. It wasn't that awkward. Yeah.
Just how weird.
He was just like, meet me. Yeah, he was
face
just...
to face with him and he's gone, not here.
He was like, not here.
Like in a couple of hours' time?
He was like, meet me in an hour back at my place.
Okay, so then you got there.
So then I got there, knocked on the door, and he opened it. He was like, come down, do you want a coffee? And then we just sat and we probably talked for like 2 hours. But it was just about general, life, football, what I can do better, what he feels that I can do better, and everything like that. He's a really good manager, not just a manager on the pitch for tactics as well.
Did he ever lose it?
Oh, 100%.
That proper?
Yeah.
Hairdryer.
I wouldn't say hairdryer, but smashing boards and tactics boards and everything like that.
At you?
Most of the time, yeah. There were certain.
Stop thinking about your dinner.
There were certain players that he could probably, and I've said this before, but he could have a go at. So I feel that other players, you've probably been in a changing room before where you have a go at someone and you've lost them. There's no point in you shouting at that person at that precise moment in time because you're going to lose them on a game. But other players, you can shout at them and you get a reaction, or you can shout at them to get a reaction out of the other lads. And I feel that, me, Ruben Diaz, Edison, Jack, Erling to a certain degree, definitely Aguero.
He used to scream at him?
Definitely Aguero, yeah. And I think Kevin, in certain times when he needed to, he would come a bit, he was all fair game.
Wow. Who never got screamed at? Who was his favourite?
Bernardo Silva.
I knew it.
Yeah, Bernardo. It's his son. It's his son.
Yeah. Is he the best manager in the Premier League ever?
It's difficult. I think it's an injustice to Sir Alex Ferguson to say it's just Pep outright, but especially in the modern era, Pep's hands down.
Okay.
Yeah, and Wenger as well. Yeah,
yeah. Forget that. This is such a great chat. We'll carry this on right after this. Our last section with Kyle Walker, who's talkSPORT's latest signing for the World Cup. So it's not just today you're going to hear him on talkSPORT. It's all through the World Cup. More from the three of us right after this live and drive.
Explain what the story is.
Well, basically, Romero's injured. He can't play. Now, Spurs obviously played the biggest game of the season on Sunday. River Plate are playing against his former team on the last day of the season as well. Both teams can win the league, all right? His former club, that one that he grew up with. I don't know I can't remember the name. Anyway, they kick off at 7 on Sunday. He's gone to Argentina to watch the game instead of Spurs against Everton. Now that for me, the club captain not there on the final day of the season. If that doesn't sum up Spurs right there, that is an absolute joke. Now, there might be an argument to say he's injured, he's gone out to Argentina to get treatment because of the World Cup.
I don't care.
No, I'm the same. The club captain has to be at the final game of the season. Why is the club captain not at the final day of the season? He's going to watch River Plate. That is outrageous. Outrageous. Yeah. That is a sackable offence. Yeah, and whoever's allowed that to happen, whether it's come from the top or Roberto De Zerbi, they should be ashamed of themselves. It sums up Tottenham in every aspect. That is allowed to happen. Like, if he don't want to be there, fine. No, he won't want to be there.
No, it's not fine.
No, it's not fine.
That's not fine.
But no, I get that. But in terms of he don't want to be at the club, he wants out, right? Get that. But his teammates will want Romero around the dressing room. His teammates. The people that he's played around, the people that he's played alongside, he's been in the trenches with, and he's decided to go and watch River Plate on the last day of the season. It's disgusting.
No, it's a joke. I am absolutely. When Ryan told me this, I looked at him and had to gaze in his eyes. I said, "What are you talking about?" I'm thinking, what game is that day? Can he get back from Argentina? Why is he doing that anyway? No, he's going to miss one.
Yeah, they kick off 7:30 on Sunday.
Well, that is.
It's outrageous, mate. It's outrageous.
Maybe he knows what's happening. Maybe he knows you're going to play in Championship football and he's thinking, do you know what, right? I know where we're going. I'd rather go and watch a decent...
That's not the point. That's not the point.
And Spurs.
That's not the point. You can't get away with that. You're a club captain. Club captain is not there on the final day of the season. That is...
It's disgusting.
It is so bad. So bad.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Can I get a taste? Can I get a
Drive on TalkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, Carl Walker alongside.
What kind of tune is this, bro?
I'm not even going near that.
Yeah, Chris Brown takes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
We're here in partnership with Giacomo.
Nice.
Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, we'll be looking ahead to tomorrow's huge championship playoff final live on TalkSPORT. Don't forget, Carl Walker has joined TalkSPORT for the World Cup, which means we'll have plenty of time over the next couple of months to cover all the topics that you want to get stuck into. By the way, we don't want to tune in and hear you on like White and Jordan. I mean, you come in to TalkSPORT, it's our show, you go on.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
All right?
I'm only
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Okay. How's Michael Jackson? Is he all right?
Yeah, Jacko, yeah. He's listen, I think Jacko's been, Burnley through and through for a number of years now, and it was a tough gig for him to probably take over us when we're virtually relegated.
Yeah.
But I think he's installed a little bit of, just a belief. I think sometimes the confidence run low when you're not winning games, and for him to step up to the plate and take control of this, group of lads, I think it's full credit to him.
Honestly, now, does anyone ever go hee hee when he's
all the time?
All the time.
All the time, yeah. All the time.
I love that.
Do they play Michael Jackson in the dressing room?
Yeah, well, yeah. They, on the bus, everything. Yeah.
It's like you're going to get bored of it, but you're not going to get bored of it because it has to happen all the time.
It has to. Call Jacko, you have to. Michael Jackson, you got to.
That's amazing.
The greatest, Andy, yeah?
Does he ever moonwalk in the... Doesn't matter. Let's talk about you and your speed, your pace. I mean, whenever we've talked about Carl Walker being the greatest right-back we've ever seen in this country, one of the things we talk about is your pace. Have you always been fast? Is it something you work out or is it something came naturally to you?
Just genetics.
It's just genetics, is it?
Yeah, never worked here. I did a little bit of sprinting for Sheffield when I was probably like 13, 14. Then, obviously people hit different growth paths at different times of their life, and I became slow. I'm not saying slow, but I wasn't the quickest anymore.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I just shot, probably grew, filled out a little bit more, and the pace just came back.
Who's quicker than you?
When?
Whenever you've been at a club. Anyone?
I only always say the only one that could probably race me was Theo Walcott at England.
Oh,
don't mention Theo Walcott.
Yeah.
World Cup's coming up.
No.
And we didn't make the squad because Theo didn't mention that.
Honestly. I remember in training, they used to have some good battles with Gabby, didn't you? Because he was quick and powerful.
Yeah.
And he used to literally kick it.
Yeah, and try and run.
Past you.
Yeah, no. I think I have Gabby.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I have Gabby. I think it'd be close because he was very powerful. Very, very powerful. But I think I just pipped him.
With your pace, right? I almost feel like watching you used to relish coming up against... Like, it felt like there was a period where all the other team's best players or most effective players were on that left-hand side up against you, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe.
Mbappe, he's the one we need to talk
right.
about.
What was it like when you knew coming? Because I almost felt like you were like, all right, let's have a look, shall we? Let's relish this battle.
No, I enjoyed it. I feel that, I trained with Bale for so long and he probably helped me more than he actually knows because his main threat was his pace.
Yeah.
He liked to knock and run, Bale. And for me to learn my footwork and turning my feet quickly enough to then start running again was, important. But even like the likes of Mbappe, he's unbelievably quick. So I have to give myself a yard. But in my defence, there is a clip out there. I'm going to say in my defence, I did come back from groin surgery 5 weeks prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I still feel that he does do me on his best day, yeah.
You reckon, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. He's so quick. He's so quick.
Surprised me that.
I didn't think you'd say that, actually.
Yeah.
Those times I've watched you come up against him.
No, but I relish it. I love it. I feel that, you know, I put myself against anyone in the world, you know, when I was a little bit younger as well. But I feel if he got up to top speed and I got up to top speed, he's definitely winning. Yeah.
You're one of the things you're most famous for, your sort of signature defensive move, if you like, is whenever they had a man over and we had someone, we as an England fan, had someone to chase him down. It was always you, and we always had our money on you to catch him. We always knew that you were the last.
It was always that way. It walks, go and catch him. He's quick, go after him. And it was just a security blanket. It's like a cornerback in the NFL. You know, you're just there, just covering and assessing things, and as soon as people start running, Walker go and catch him, and you know, 9 times out of 10, I did well at that.
Because sometimes it was like even over the other side, like going behind the left-sided centre half, and you're across the pitch.
But I think sometimes as well, when players saw me there, they didn't play the ball, so it worked. You know, without actually running. Sometimes it was just, oh, Kyle's there, I'm not going to play it.
We often saw you in a 3 for England.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy playing as a 3 in the middle?
If you'd have said at Russia, no.
Why?
I just feel that I was probably in the best form of my life at Russia, and probably up there with one of the best right backs in the world at the time. And to not play in your position at a World Cup, I was a little bit disappointed. But I also had to take into the fact that I'm playing at a World Cup for my country, and the manager feels that this is the best squad or the best formation to make sure that we do well. So you sacrifice yourself, and you know, you do what's best for the team.
Sadly, our time is up with you. You've been utterly amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's gone quick.
An hour flew, didn't it?
Yeah. Were you nervous about it at all?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, but I'm all right now.
You're
Too.
fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
You're really
You're really nice, aren't you? I'll come back.
It's always right about you. Because they know I'm a nice guy, it's you.
I'm a nice person, right?
Yeah, unbelievable.
And in real
great
life,
hair.
my hair's even
great hair. Yeah.
You can come back. What's your hair? You got a hat on. What's going on under there?
All sorts. No. It's on camera. No chance. No. Thanks ever so much. Got a lovely set of hair. Thank you.
Oh, I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to see loads and hear loads from you over the World Cup. Are you looking forward to doing that for talkSPORT as well? That's going to be great.
Really
fun,
excited. Yeah, really excited.
Okay, good. What are you doing now? Saturday? Oh, you're playing, of course.
I've got a game.
You've got Wolves.
Yeah, I've got to go back to Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about
that.
Yeah. That'd be a big game, right, against Wolves.
He's horrible, isn't he? Don't ask
no,
that.
it is a big game.
Let me write so I remember. Do not watch. Right, of course, because it's live on talkSPORT. I'll be listening to it on the free-to-download talkSPORT app. I won't be. Cole, thanks for coming. It's been a real honour. It genuinely has. I'm a big fan of yours. Bent he's always talking about how great you are in person. So thank you so much for your time coming in. I can't wait to hear you so much more throughout the World Cup on talkSPORT. We've got an hour left of our show. We've got loads coming up between now and 7. Stay with us. You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT.
When you sitting with your squad and you're looking to pick a squad of 26, you say, how many defenders do we need? I would normally go with 8.
There's 9, isn't there, in this
There's 9. And I wonder whether, mentioned earlier, question marks on Stone's fitness, James's fitness, and maybe Livramento's. 3 players has put an extra defender in his mind to cover that, which I think has been at the cost of Cole Palmer at the front end of the team looking at this.
Well, let's be ultimately clear. When you go through the squad, Livramento's played 164 minutes in the Premier League since the last international break. James has played 83 minutes of the Cup final, but not played against Spurs. He played 27 minutes off the bench against Liverpool at Anfield the week before. Stones, since the 2nd of December, has featured 4 times for Manchester City, totalling just 253 minutes of action. And Jed Spence, I mean, look, he played 70 minutes against Uruguay in the friendly on the Friday night of the last international break, but he's only started once under Roberto De Zerbi. So it's not as if everybody in that back line is playing regular football. I guess you can look at that two ways. You could say there's a risk because they've not played many minutes, or you could say actually they're coming in fresher than some of the players because they've not played so many minutes. Looking at your face, Stuart, you think they should have had a lot more minutes under their belt.
I think people are a little bit deluded with this word fresh. Listen, I'm fresh. I ain't played for 20 years. Don't make me a better player, you know? I think it's very, very misleading. People say being fresh. I like to get in a routine, a rhythm, 90 minutes, going to major tournaments. I'm sure Gab's the same. If you said to him, like, have a month off and then deliver, well, he'd probably take that. I'm wrong individual, sorry. But most people, most normal human beings need the consistency of playing. And this fresh, it's a red herring. Honestly, it really is. You're telling me, leave me out and don't play me a great deal since the 2nd of December in John Stones is going to be helpful this summer? I don't see it.
And he has a history of picking up injuries. Didn't he pull out the last squad injured at the last minute?
He did, but the other thing to mention is that he always seems to be available for England, especially at major tournaments, and he has managed to do that regularly.
The dust is just about settling after Thomas Tuchel announced his England World Cup squad this morning. Some big omissions and surprise inclusions, but he's confident this is the team to do it.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players. Teams win championships, it's as simple as that. And what we are trying to achieve in summer can only be achieved as a team.
So, Ivan Toney and Jed Spence are both in, but there's no Morgan Gibbs-White, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Harry Maguire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Phil Foden. But when Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT, he made a surprising admission.
I was not even sure in the end what position his position is. And is it a 10? Is it a false 9? Is it maybe more a Bernardo Silva role in the future as a number 8?
So we'll see, won't we? Stuart Pearce has been there and done it with major tournaments, on the pitch and in the dugout. He reckons Tuchel's actions with the whole squad will be vital.
I, as a manager, never had to worry about number 1 to 11. They looked after themselves. You take them to a major tournament, they're picked, they're happy. It's the ones from 12 to 26. I always used to make sure, as a manager, whenever we went to a major tournament, the day after we played, I would be one of the coaches on the training pitch, taking the coaching to show to those numbers 12 to 26, I'm here and I care about you.
Remember, every game from the World Cup will be live across the talkSPORT network. Elsewhere today, Man City have confirmed the North Stand at the Etihad will be renamed for Pep Guardiola, who's now confirmed to be leaving. Sunday's home clash with Aston Villa will be his last. After a decade in charge, Pep spoke this afternoon.
Really satisfied, happy and proud. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been 10 years. So I cannot be more grateful for the amount of love and affection that I had not today, these days, for many, many years and nothing else.
Get all the latest on talksport.com.
Hour number 2 done on Drive. Myself, Darren Bent, and Andy Goldstein.
Is that it? That's what you do? That's what you've learned while I've been away?
No, can you do me a favour? Tell me that story again. About your car walking High Street.
Even in the handbrake, I said to him, "Oh, jokes aside, though, you must remember." He went, "No, I don't remember." He was brilliant. Carl Walker was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Right? What a great addition to the talkSPORT team. the talkSPORT family. Good work. You can hear loads from Kyle Walker over the World Cup. Still to come, we'll be asking if it's right that Tottenham's captain won't be at their final game this weekend.
Disgusting. That's what it is.
Spurs fans, you want to call up now, 03717223334. That is nuts. But right now, the most talked about playoff final of all time takes place tomorrow. And of course, it's a game you can hear live on talkSPORT.
It's a cliche, but there are 200 million reasons why this match is called the biggest in football. He's played it back instead for Joe Gelhardt. Oh, through Pallison and in.
I think they did brilliantly to get into the playoffs, first and foremost.
We're focused there on playing Southampton.
And whilst the football stops there on 127 minutes, the talking certainly won't. Southampton 2, Middlesbrough 1.
I have nothing to do with the decision or punishment or what is right or wrong. I just talked about my emotions through the situation.
You know, Kim Hellberg was right. If you don't know how a team plays after 46, 47 games, why are you sending someone to spy on something?
Southampton have been expelled from Saturday's Championship playoff final.
In the last few moments, that Hull against Middlesbrough will be the Championship playoff final.
This is the fixture. This is the headline maker.
Balumi! Oh, what a goal! Chance Whittaker scores again! Borough on fire at the Riverside!
This game's always big. This game's just massive now. It's Hull against Middlesbrough. Yeah, Middlesbrough in the Championship playoff final. It's live on talkSPORT tomorrow. Kicks off at 3:30. Of course, it comes in the wake of Spygate, which saw Southampton kicked out for watching Borough's training sessions. We'll be looking ahead to that in more detail in a bit in Bentley's EFL Corner. So much football this weekend. Let's talk about a big day for Spurs. We touched on it ever so briefly with Kyle Walker. Sunday, of course, they bid to stay in the Premier League on the final day at home to Everton. Now, this story, Carl wasn't aware of it. I'm sure a lot of football fans aren't aware of it. Their club captain, Christian Romero, won't be at the ground. He's currently out injured, which is, okay, fine. He's decided to stay in Argentina to watch his boyhood club in a final against River Plate instead, which is nuts. His boss, Roberto De Zerbi, has been speaking to the media. He revealed why Romero won't be there on Sunday.
He spoke with the medical staff. Together they decided to go in Argentina to complete the rehab with the Argentinian medical staff. He's already injured and we have to accept. I'm not stupid. No. I want to be clear. I'm not stupid. If I understand there is any player or some player who thinks for himself before the club, I can't be the same Roberto, no? But with Cuti Romero, I can't say nothing because with me, in my time, he has been correct.
Okay, that's the manager's view. Yeah. What's your view?
I think it's awful. I think it's a disgusting look because Spurs have got the biggest game of their certainly in a long time. Some people might even say it's more important than the Europa League final last year.
Say that.
You talk about Spurs potentially could go down, and you need all your players there for support. And I get it, he's injured. I understand that, and they've opted, the medical staff and back in Argentina as well. They've opted for him to go back there and have his treatment. But it's just not a good look at all, is it? I just think for Spurs, they need everyone on side, everyone there. Of course, you always do that kind of walk around as well. And even if you're injured, you kind of get yourself around, you wave to the fans. Because, listen, it might be his last time. It might be his last time at the stadium. Who knows what's going to happen? I know at the start of the season they were talking about Atletico Madrid, but I can understand some Spurs fans losing their minds over this because, again, it could be a disaster on Sunday. Disaster because they haven't been good enough this season, which is why they're now locked horns with West Ham. West Ham playing Leeds, then playing Everton. But I just can't understand why. And I get it. And I quite like De Zerbi's kind of approach to it because he's almost trying to just dampen it down. Like, you know what I mean? Pour water on the fire just to kind of keep it under wraps. And someone said it there and he almost ignored it a little bit when she said, well, you can see how this looks, the reporter. And it looks really bad because you're effectively your most important game for Spurs in I don't know how long, and your captain, your club captain, isn't there. Now, if that was, and I get it, he going back to Argentina, I understand all that. But for someone like Ledley King, when I was at Tottenham with, and I know it's a bit different because he's from here, but either way, he would have been there. Do you know what I mean? Last game of the season, do you know what I mean? With Spurs would have been that
Such
position.
a big game.
It's bigger than a big game. Like, they could be playing Championship football next season.
Yeah. I wonder how Spurs fans, by the way, Spurs fans, you can phone up now because we're going to take calls in a moment, 03717 223344. I wonder how Spurs fans will feel about that, and also feel about the possibility, if they do go down, of him being there, made almost to suffer. You're going to have to play Championship football next, and we're not going to let you go now as a club.
I think now, so we've seen it previously with other players, they'll just go on strike and say, well, I ain't coming back, so you're going to have to sell me.
I mean, that's terrible.
It is terrible, but we've seen it. We saw it with Isaac, we saw it with Visser.
Can I ask, with the manager going back to De Zerbi and it almost defending his captain,
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
I'm a little bit surprised, but I am surprised, and I wonder if maybe it was a different point of the season. His approach might have been different, where maybe it's not as important, but still his answers might have been a little bit more, no, I expect him to come back. But what he doesn't want to do is create this kind of, with the big game that's coming up, he probably doesn't want to create any more drama around the game. He wants to just go, do you know what? I don't need this side story, so let me just kind of dampen it down a little bit. I need to focus on Spurs. And the performance on Sunday. That's all I care about. I don't need this side story about our club captain not being there. So in some respects, I kind of respect that.
If it was your teammate, how would you feel?
I'd be like, come on. But then the dressing room's different, though. The dressing room's different.
That's what I'm asking. You've been in it, I haven't.
Yeah, it'd be disappointing, and you'd be like, come on. Like, you think, why is he not here? But again, because you're in this scenario, you can't allow yourself to get sidetracked by that. You have to go, I need to worry about my performance. And we can address it a little bit later on afterwards, depending on what happens. But I can't be wasting my energy on thinking about Romero not being there. I need to worry about what's going on Sunday against Everton.
Are Spurs fans of Romero? Do they like him? Before this?
Listen, there's Spurs fans that I know. I think as the season's gone on, they're a little bit like, no, I wouldn't say running out of patience, but there's been, discipline problems, mistakes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the captain. I think some of them are a little bit
done with him.
I wouldn't say done, but they're like, do you know what? If he goes, then very much he goes. Whereas I think there was one point they were like, no, we need him. Like, him and Van de Ven, we need that pairing.
Yeah.
But the longer the game's gone on, like Romero, I just don't see why, for this game, being the club captain, you choose to do that, make that decision.
It is nuts.
It's nuts.
I can't understand. Benny can't. Maybe you listen. Spurs football fans, you can have your say. I'm guessing Spurs fans won't have their say on the fact their club captain won't be there. Arguably their biggest game they've had for.
I'm not quite sure it's even arguably.
Since the Premier League began.
He has to be. The Spurs would have never seen themselves in this position.
No,
they could be playing Championship football next season.
Yeah, and their club captain won't be there. Spurs fans, is that okay or not? 03717 223344. Get your call in now. You'll be next live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Thomas Tuchel, when it comes to naming these squads, he always gives us a headline, doesn't he? Do you remember when we were broadcasting from Ascot and he left out Jude Bellingham? Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been omitted, so there is always a talking point. But I think if we'd sat down yesterday, before obviously we started getting all the news yesterday afternoon, and put our 26-man squad down, there's probably, 4 names in there that maybe we wouldn't have expected?
3 or 4, maybe, yeah.
None of us would have had Ivan Toney. I mean, not Ivan Toney wouldn't have had himself by the sound of things.
The fact he's at the embassy this morning tells you everything.
Yeah. As far as the back four is concerned, I think it will be James, Konsa, Gay and O'Reilly to start the first game of the tournament. I think we're pretty solid on that. So therefore, you can afford to take a couple of wild cards, a couple of slightly different players that fill gaps later on in the tournament. John Stones, we mentioned the lack of minutes. We can't expect him to play 10 games or 8 games in 4.5 weeks. It's not viable bearing the amount of minutes that he's got under his belt. But class is permanent, and Thomas Tuchel likes to have him around. If you remember last year when we were in Girona, he wasn't fit. But he brought him into the camp even though he wasn't part of the squad because he wants him around. Why is that? Just explain to us what it is about him that he really likes.
Well, these boys have got to spend 7 weeks together. you know, so you've got to have the chemistry right within the group. If you've got some great influencers within that group, it's brilliant, you know, just to facilitate everyone. More importantly, I as a manager never had to worry about number 1 to 11. They looked after themselves. You take them to a major tournament, they're picked, they're happy. It's the ones from 12 to 26. I always used to make sure, as a manager, whenever we went to a major tournament, the day after we played, I would be one of the coaches on the training pitch taking the coaching to show to those numbers 12 to 26, I'm here and I care about you. You have to do that. You have to do your work with those players. If you've got a few role models in there on the playing staff that can do that for you, double whammy.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Got to kick in. It's got to. It can't just be this, otherwise it sounds like Space Invaders.
Childish Gambino. No matter what you say and what you do.
That's Ryan know all this stuff.
Because Ryan's a cool guy, that's why. Why would you think he wouldn't know it?
Because I've been out with Ryan. I've been to America with Ryan. I've travelled the world with Ryan. He don't listen to this when I'm with him.
No, how do you know? What do you mean it's this?
You don't listen to, like, grime, R&B.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
No, he doesn't. I do. He doesn't.
Clearly does.
Well, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I think he's gone into, like, my Spotify list.
You don't listen to this.
All the time, mate.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I do that.
His name's Childish Gambino, but his name
Gambino.
is something Glover.
Danny Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yes, that's right.
You ever watch Atlanta?
You want to one about Under the Water?
No, the TV show, Atlanta.
What's it about?
It's about them, the city Atlanta, and them like kind of growing up there. And
no, I haven't seen it.
Brilliant. Watch it. It's on Disney.
Is it?
Yeah, Childish Gambino's in it.
All right. I'll watch it. What's it called?
Donald Glover. Atlanta.
Okay. Atlanta. This is Drive and talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, alongside in partnership with Jacobo. Style and brands for every man. Have you watched? Sorry, Joe. Have you watched anything? We haven't had a chat recently.
I say sorry.
Okay, I don't say sorry to Joe. Sorry, Joe. Have you watched anything recently?
Yeah. So
what are you watching?
So I watched.
It's good that we haven't had this chat at all today.
Yeah,
yet.
maybe we should take this 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. What are you watching?
I watched Man on Fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not got into that yet. I watched the first 10 minutes of the first episode. I was a bit.
Yeah, that was decent. That was all right.
Okay.
I've watched Nemesis.
I'm not seeing.
That's on Netflix as well. That's okay.
You're not selling it to me.
Yeah, it's all right. But then the new From's out. So, I told you about From. No. Unbelievable. So I've watched episode 3 dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch that.
Okay. I'm watching. I watched producer Joe. Have you seen the whole of series 2 of The Pit? You have. Is it finished? Is it out now? Is it all out now? Okay, I'll start watching series 2.
Yeah.
Series 1 was amazing, but I can't watch something where it's each week another episode.
See, that's From at the minute.
I need the whole thing. No, I need the whole thing out.
My train journeys, though.
Yeah.
I'm watching House of Dragons.
House of Dragons?
Yeah. Like, so I watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's one of those.
Yeah, so I'm watching House of Dragons.
It's not for me, that.
But everyone's talking about Legends. Someone's put it here. Legends. That's supposed to be decent, that. It's got Steve Coogan in it, right?
Oh, so I started watching that. That's a true story.
It's a series, though, right? Series.
Yeah, it's a true story about the police force put a special group together.
Yeah.
To try and
undercovers.
Yeah, to try and crack down on drugs coming into the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why I've not gone back to it. I watched.
Just funny. You're very weird. That I don't see how you can watch like for 10 minutes and then go and make your mind up.
Why?
Because you have to watch like sometimes it like put it this way. What's the one about the drugs? The famous one, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
That took me like I had to struggle through the first episode. And I was like, but then I stuck with it and I loved it.
Yeah, but I loved it from day one.
Yeah, but some of them, you give it 10 minutes.
No, I'll tell you what I did struggle with.
Most credits are like 3.5 minutes. So you're only really getting 7 minutes.
I'll tell you what I did struggle with, but thankfully went through it, was the one you told me about the advertisers in Madison Avenue.
I told you, Mad Men. I told you that.
No, that was fantastic. I'm glad I stuck with that.
But my point...
I turned that off about 3 different times.
No, my point is, if you only give something 10 minutes, right, credits are like 3.5. So you only give...
credits?
You don't start when all the names are...
credits?
Or you press skip.
Yeah.
No, but if you don't... You only
sorry, hold on. Every time you watch like episode 2, episode 3, you'll watch the same credits.
Yeah. Do you know which one I...
Wait, no, don't skip over that.
No, I hadn't finished yet.
Why would you do that?
Sometimes some series, if it's not, I'll just press skip. But Game of Thrones, I like that tune. I have to watch it. Everyone.
Sorry, it's the same intro.
Same intro, man. See, look, everyone's nodding their head in there. Game of Thrones.
And how long's that? 3 minutes. And you're watching it, just sitting there waiting for this thing to start.
Yeah.
I wish I had that much time left on the planet.
Why?
What are you doing that?
Well, clearly you ain't got that long. 10 minutes.
I'll tell you what. How many episodes are there in Game of Thrones?
I think it's
roughly
8 per episode, 8 per series.
And how many series?
Is there 7?
So 56, right?
Yeah, it's about 50 episodes in total.
50. Yeah. Okay, let's just say each one. Let's call it 60. There's a reason why. Yeah. Let's say each one's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 3 hours of your life doing nothing at all. Just listening to.
I love it, and it makes me happy. That's what it's about, right?
That is what it's about. You're
exactly.
all right, yeah.
But can you please give it more than 10 minutes, Man on Fire?
Okay, but you just went.
No, but you might love it. There's things that you like what's up, Goodfellas?
Yeah.
I personally think it's rubbish.
Okay, have you watched it?
Hey, I'll tell you what though. Sorry, Joe. I was watching
Friday. We can do what we want.
Nemesis last night, right?
We just talked about that.
Right. There's a scene in there.
Yeah.
I am convinced they've taken it from Heat, right? But shootout. So obviously that is the greatest scene in film history.
In your head, yeah.
Right. Same thing in Nemesis.
What, in a bank?
No, they're outside the bank.
Oh, right.
And they are just letting off shots, man. Incredible.
No, you made your sound effects.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's a TV show, isn't it? Honestly, Nemesis.
What's it about? Give me the premise of that show.
So basically, there's a gang of individuals that rob banks.
Can they be a gang if they're individuals?
A gang of individuals, because they're all single. Okay, just play. There's a gang.
Right.
That basically rob banks, whatever they feel like robbing. But there was a shooting a few years back, and one of the coppers is convinced that one of those guys shot and killed his mate, his partner.
Right.
And yeah, basically, it's this one cop trying to track down
What's
these.
this on?
Netflix.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Honestly,
I'll watch that tonight.
That shootout scene.
Okay, what episode's that in?
That's like 6, 7. It's like quite. Ooh,
kids like that. 6, 7. We're in that hour now. 6, 7. Why don't you like 6, 7?
It's just annoying, isn't it?
No, kids love it.
I'm gonna watch Heat tonight.
So sad.
Well, great film though.
Well, you watch the credits at the end for 4 minutes.
No, watch the credits at the start. There.
Right, shall we go to the phone lines? Nemesis. We're all going to watch Nemesis. Has anyone in there seen Nemesis? No. Okay, give it time, lads. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Spurs. The club captain won't be at the ground at the weekend. Be in Argentina, putting his feet up, having a pint of whiskey. Dan's a Spurs fan. All right, Dan.
Hey, boys, how you doing?
Have you seen Nemesis? Have you seen it?
No.
You going to watch it?
No.
Okay. Do you watch the credits to anything you watch, or do you just fast forward it?
I struggle to watch most things, but I definitely won't watch credits.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you struggle to watch Spurs this year.
That is odd.
Yeah, are you going to watch Spurs on Sunday? You going?
Yeah, I'll be going there, yeah, I'll be going.
Your club captain won't be?
Yeah. Listen, I rate Romero. I think he's a top centre-half, but what he's doing, what he's choosing to do on Sunday is unacceptable. And it also made me think about other club captains and what they would do. And I can't imagine people like Vincent Kompany or Virgil van Dijk would have done that over the last few years. So, I can't see a way back from it.
Do you think it's disgusting?
I do. I think it's not a good look, especially, it's been a dreadful season anyway, and the fact that he's chosen to walk away when we probably need him the most is shocking.
Do you know what, Dan? You make a really good point there about other captains, because I look at someone who is in the relegation battle, Jared Bowen. If he wasn't fit, he'd be there.
Imagine that.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just not good. But I understand exactly why De Zerbi's trying to kind of just dampen it down a little bit because he's got bigger fish to fry. But it's a mad decision, that.
It is disgusting. Marcus, Spurs fan. Hi, Marcus.
Hi, guys.
If you ever watch a TV programme, do you watch the credits before every time?
No, not really. I don't know what that guy's talking about, Mr. Bent. You watch his credits for the music. Why don't you just, I don't know, tape it or something, or you can listen to it anytime you want.
Well, no, I can watch it. I can watch your credits every time I watch the TV show. I don't need to record it.
Fair enough. If you find credits for something interesting...
Listen, I'd love to understand what you're saying, but your signal's all over the gaff.
I don't know what he's saying. Let's go to Jack's a Spurs fan. Sorry, Marcus. Hello, Jack.
Who's in a tunnel?
How you doing? All right?
Good, Jack. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Listen, I just think this whole Christian Romero thing just underpins the difference between modern day footballers and what they used to be. You would just never see that. You would never used to see that. And nowadays, I mean, there's no loyalty, Spurs fan through and through, but I've never seen Romero as our captain.
Do you know what? It's crazy. You know, I remember, right? A similar situation happened to me. So I was at Villa at the time, and I was injured. And Alex McLeish said, listen, don't bother coming to the game.
What, final game of the season?
No, it wasn't. This was just like a game in the season. And I remember at the time, it was quite a big story. And he said to me, don't bother coming to the game, you're fine. But I could walk about, I was all right. And I think the game was on Sky. So I was watching Villa at the time. And it got to the last 10 minutes. I mean, you know what? I think the game was there. I think we were losing 2-0. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pop out. So I popped out.
So where were you watching the game? At home?
At home.
Oh, so you popped out to the shops?
I went to the shops, right?
Yeah.
I think I picked up something from Apple. Tell you exactly what Apple in Cambridge this was, right?
Yeah. What were you picking up?
I think my iPod was getting fixed or whatever it was. But I thought, you know what? It's 10 minutes left of the game. Anyway, I got to Apple. Someone took a picture of it. I put it on social media. I remember this. And everyone, it was a big thing at the time. Oh, it's a disgrace. Da, 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 da. I remember Alex McLeish, fair play to him, come out. I said, hold on, relax. First of all, I told him not to come to the stadium. He's watched the whole game and he's nipped out at the end. Just everyone calm down. But this is just the world we live in. Do you know what I mean? But this situation here is bizarre because Spurs, as I said, are fighting relegation. You need everyone there for support. Yeah. Even if he's in the changing room before, giving that, come on, I'm a club captain, boys, I know I can't help you, but that was one more game for your life. And then, do you know what I mean? We don't want to be known as the first Spurs team, and I don't know how long it is, to get relegated. Something.
We've got half hour left of our show. Are they going down? This is one of the last times we're going to talk about this before the actual event because we're not until Monday. Are they going down?
Oh, well, I've said from how long that they're not going down.
Anyone in the gallery think they're going down? No one thinks they're going down.
You've been saying they will.
I just think there's twists and turns.
I
don't think I think they'll nick a draw.
I don't think we'll see at any time this weekend West Ham winning and Spurs losing.
What, as it stands, you don't think? Oh, yeah. As it stands, they'll be like on 18 minutes. West Ham will be one up, Everton will be one up, and as it stands,
no, I don't think we'll ever get to that scenario.
Do you not? You don't even think we'll sit in 90 minutes?
No.
Okay. Still to come over here in part 2 of Bentley's chat with Victor Yokarez. Excellent. 5 minutes off. First, so it's time for No Googling. I'm told the second part, which is what we're playing today, is better than the first, and I thought yesterday was great. So we've got part 2 of Victor Yokarez.
Oh, yeah. My guy, Victor. I call him VG, as I call him.
No one's ever called him. We want to know who has scored the most goals on the final day of the Premier League season. So it's a player, and like every final day of the season. So it's not just one game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. It's like who scored the most goals on Boxing Day.
It's that. It's exactly that. I'll give you a clue. This player scored 11. But who is the player? The answer to that in the last 30 minutes. I don't really know what's coming up. Why don't you find out with me when we come back?
Some of the attackers, Palmer and Foden, left at home. The two omissions probably that define the talking points of the squad.
But we all expected it. I've been saying it for the last 2 months, and Manchester City fans and Chelsea fans are like, no, you can't leave them out. It's Cole Palmer, it's Foden. We know what Palmer can do in big games, but when you're not performing in that position where we got so much talent, like Rodgers, Eze, Look at Bowen, unfortunate not to be in the squad. Gibbs White can't get in the squad. So I don't think it's a shock that Foden and Palmer don't make it.
One of the things that he has said, Thomas Tuchel, is that he wasn't going to take a batch of number 10s. He was going to take players that played in specific positions in that front line. He has only taken 3 of them. He couldn't take 5. He didn't want to take Foden and Palmer and then crowbar them into the team out of position. Is that the right call?
I think so, because we saw, going back to the last European Championships, Gareth Southgate tried to do that with Foden in particular, and he ended up having a nightmare of a tournament. Palmer was used only sparingly. So, yeah, I understand the argument. I would have taken one more in that number 10 position, because obviously you can play Bellingham deeper if needed as well. And I think if you're talking about taking one more, Gabby's dead right on form. Foden has been off it for a long time. Palmer has had an injury-afflicted season and hasn't really been the Cole Palmer of old. Morgan Gibbs-White would have been the one for me. You look at his numbers, his best ever goal-scoring season. He's carried Forest away from relegation danger into a major European semi-final. So I think of all the players that have been left out, he'll be concerned this morning. I was just thinking there, actually, can we lend a few of these to Scotland? You know, they'd appreciate it.
Unnecessary? Would you say unnecessary? Stoking the fires?
He is. I don't know whether that's an insult to England or Scotland at this moment in time. We'll dig deeper later.
Morgan Gibbs-White, the joint most goal contributions of any English player in the Premier League this season, didn't make the squad. 17 goals, Europa League semi-finalists. Come up with some big moments as well when Forest have needed it most. As a Forest man yourself, does that irk you a little bit?
I've looked at Gibbs-White's performances over the last 2 or 3 years. When he plays well, Forest play well. You know, he does have dips in form, to be fair, and it's probably cost managers their job on occasion, to be quite honest with you. But the bottom line is, at this moment in time, if you turn around and said who is really bang on form, Gibbs-White is one of those people.
The dust is just about settling after Thomas Tuchel announced his England World Cup squad this morning. Some big omissions and surprise inclusions, but he's confident this is the team to do it.
I think from day one we were very clear that we are trying to select and build the best possible team, which is not necessarily to select and collect the 26 most talented players.
So, Ivan Toney and Jed Spence are both in, but there's no Morgan Gibbs-White, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen, Harry Maguire, Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Phil Foden. But when Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT, he made a surprising admission.
I was not even sure in the end what position his position is. And is it a 10, is it a false 9, is it maybe more a Bernardo Silva role in the future as a number 8?
Remember, every game from the World Cup will be live across the talkSPORT network. Elsewhere today, Man City have confirmed the North Stand at the Etihad will be renamed for Pep Guardiola, who's now confirmed to be leaving. Sunday's home clash with Aston Villa will be his last. After a decade in charge, Pep spoke this afternoon.
Really satisfied, happy and proud. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been 10 years. So I cannot be more grateful for the amount of love and affection that I had not today, these days, you know, for many, many years and nothing else.
Get all the latest on talksport.com.
Hey, serious, man.
It's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, man. King's Landing.
The whole 2 minutes worth, is it?
I'm trying to think of some other areas. Winterfell.
Why are we playing this? Oh, so we can attract like young kids to the 9-year-olds playing Dungeons and Dragons to the show.
Honestly, yeah.
Let's see who watches this rubbish.
Everyone watches it. It's one of the highest
No,
watched.
that's one of the things I've tried to watch many a time, and I just can't get near it.
It's incredible. You watch some rubbish, man.
No, I don't. It's just like, thou shalt kneel on one's throne and never be...
One shall kneel on one's throne.
That's what they say, and it's rubbish, isn't it?
Nah, it's unbelievable. I promise you, it's unbelievable.
Not for me. Not for me.
See, I like some of the olden stuff. Like you don't like.
Oh, what's up, olden?
Like the olden day stuff, like these times, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think as well, like Lord of the Rings.
No, not for me.
But it was what's the new one that's on Amazon? Oh my goodness. Hey Joe, what's the one on Amazon? Lord of the Rings. The TV show.
Can I just point out, when you say back in the day, there is no day that this existed. There's no dragons. None of that's real.
With old Mediterranean. The old medieval times. What's the show on the? Joe, our listener will text me. What is it called?
Mediterranean Dungeons and Dragons.
What's it called again? Rings of Power. That's it. Unbelievable.
Is that set in the Mediterranean?
No, medieval times. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but there's no like dragons and all that.
Yeah, I get that.
Why have you started the music? I quite like that, right?
Watch Game of Thrones.
I can't. I've tried, mate. Like, you know, have you seen the program The Bear?
About the chef?
Geese that wears the t-shirts all the time. Yeah.
The chef.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've tried to watch that a million times. Someone once said to me, "If you're struggling, watch episode 7. It's the episode." I went, "All right, watch that." No.
Why would you? That's weird. That
because what it is, it's one episode where they're all sat around a dinner table and they're all reminiscing about what's happened. So it doesn't give the game away going forward. It's just one important episode.
Okay,
but no, not for me.
You like The Pit?
I love The Pit.
The only thing that's a bit gruesome. There's one bit where someone's leg was half hanging off, and I was like, if you hit by a train.
It's like A&E, isn't it?
I know, man, but no.
It was filmed in the Mediterranean, that was.
Was it? Mediterranean is beautiful, though. Great food.
Yeah, he's nice. Yeah. Let's do a show from there. Who scored the most goals on the final day of the Premier League season is...
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane with 11, yeah.
Oh, you just go for the guy who scores the most goals.
One, yeah. Following us at 7, Rory Jennings hosting Football It's Friday.
I miss him.
Well, my new best friend. I love Rory's.
Oh, yeah.
Lad.
You love Rory's, do you?
Rory's?
That's what you said.
I love Rory, I said.
Oh, nice, yeah. Look, what a guy. He's done really well in your absence.
He has done very well, yeah. This evening he's got Jermaine Pennant alongside him. Right, Arsenal, of course... we've got some time off, great. Arsenal, of course, wrapped up their first Premier League title in 22 years earlier this week. And follow that, our very own Darren Bent sat down for an exclusive chat with Victor Yokarez to discuss his debut season in England. Yesterday, we heard the striker on his own personal development and the pressure of wearing the club's iconic 14 shirt. So here's part 2 of Darren Bent with Arsenal's Premier League winner, Victor Yokarez.
I mean, now we spoke about, obviously, you've won the Premier League now. That's ticked. But you've obviously, the season's not over. You've got another huge game coming up in the Champions League final against PSG. You must be really excited about that. And what are your thoughts around that game? We know how good PSG are. They won it last year. But you must be excited about this one.
Yeah, of course we are. We all are very excited for the game. I think, it's my first Champions League final, so of course it's one of the biggest games you can play in football, and to do it at the first season with Arsenal is amazing achievement. But yeah, of course we're gonna go there and try to win it.
It's in Budapest as well. That must make it extra special, especially if
last season I was watching the Champions League final, and then I think I mentioned it to the ones I was watching it with that hopefully I can be there next year in Budapest, like you say, where my grandfather is from, and here we are.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, Victor, you've had an absolutely fantastic campaign. I mean, I'm guessing now the moment, winning the Premier League is one of the greatest moments of your career, I'm guessing. But where would you put the Champions League? If you can win the Premier League and the Champions League in your first season at Arsenal, I mean, that must top everything, right?
Yeah, it's up there for sure. Very, very high up.
Victor, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Top man.
Top.
That was it. Waited all that time for 90 seconds.
I know, trust me.
How was that? You look good. You look cool, man. You look good. You relaxed? You nervous?
No, I mean, once you interview The Rock, it's fine, isn't it? After The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
It gets
He looked like it was a bit weird that he was in full kit.
Yeah, they all were. It was a bit.
What was that for?
It was a press for the Champions League. Like, there was all open press there, loads of press.
Champions League's Saturday week and it's tomorrow week.
But no, yeah, he was really relaxed. He's done really well. It's his third league title in a row.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, it's but no, he seemed relaxed. He just feels like it's not fazed him a lot. Like, it almost feels like he hasn't really heard the noise. He's got on with it because, again, we talk about the striker and situation at Arsenal. We were saying, well, a lot of people were saying if Arsenal got a centre forward, they'd win the league, and that's the only thing missing. He comes in, they do win the league. But yeah, he spoke incredibly well, really confident, and he's hungry. It just feels like he's really hungry to kind of just not so much prove people wrong, but even prove to himself that he's
tall. He was sat down in that.
Yeah, he's tall. Yeah,
who's the tallest? It surprised you?
Do you know what? Declan
Rice.
He is massive.
Massive lad, isn't he?
Yeah, big old. When I started chatting to him, I was thinking, oh my goodness, you're huge. Saka's bigger than you think as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not taller than me.
You're not tall. You're like 5'6".
5'4" I am, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah,
yes, he's definitely bigger than you.
Okay, fine. Right, time now to take a look at the latest EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
Benz's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Yeah, we're nearly there. The most controversial playoff final game of all time takes place tomorrow. Hull take on Borough. It's live on talkSPORT. Kick-off is 3:30. Comes, of course, after Southampton were kicked out for admitting spying on 3 teams throughout the season, including Borough, before their semi-final. The Borough boss, Kim Hellberg, has been speaking to the media ahead of the game, reflected on everything. It's been a bonkers old week that's happened over the last 7 days.
A lot of emotions. It's been, like you said, crazy time. It's been back and forth with a lot of different emotions from losing the game to everything being involved, to trying to keep your head in the game for what may happen, and it's been a lot of emotions, and I'm very happy to be here. I think punishment for me is not to decide, and I was never talking about punishment when I talked about it either. I talked about my emotions, and I think that's football, that's emotions, and that's what I tried to be since I arrived here. Tried to be honest.
Going to be so many eyes on this game tomorrow. Are you looking forward to it? I mean, you do anyway, right? But I just feel this one's going to have that extra little.
Yeah, I will be. I mean, I'll be there tomorrow.
How come?
Working.
Who for?
Sky.
Okay, get that on quiet.
Yeah, doing not
a lot of cash in hand jobs at the moment, aren't you?
There's no cash in hand.
You told the taxpayer about me?
I disclose everything. Disclose?
Declare.
Yeah, disclosure. Great group. No, but I think for I will be. Look, I am looking forward to it. It's one of those finals where Hull. I do feel for Hull because they've almost been in limbo. But listen, for Middlesbrough as well. But people have had opinions where saying they've lost the semi-final, so they shouldn't be in it. I'm not with that idea. I think that they were cheated against, so they rightly were reinstated into the final.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it's a good game. Sometimes playoff finals can be a little bit, like a bit of a, because I look at the 2 teams, and sometimes they are so nervous that they don't play the natural game, and it can turn into a bit of a bore fest at times, some of them. But again, it's so important, and what it means to whoever does it is.
There's always a story in football, right? There's always, you've got to find the story. Do you think the story is that Borough shouldn't have been there and they'll be the ones winning?
No, because I think it's an argument. You can have the argument whether they should be there or not, but the fact of the matter is that it wasn't a fair contest that they lost to Southampton. It wasn't fair.
No.
So they're in the final. So fair play to them. But it's going to be an interesting, fascinating game because Hull City before that last game of the season had no form.
No.
Like literally none. Then they beat Millwall. Fair play to them in the playoffs. But this one-off game, man, it's whoever can handle the occasion better ultimately wins because.
Well, what would your tactics be as manager in a one-off game like that?
I'd be doing the exact same as got me to that position in the season.
Okay, you wouldn't go one-off game. Everyone's over. Just shoot whenever you can.
No,
no, I'm serious. Why'd you say that?
You don't get tactics again. Listen, lads. Anytime you see the goal, just shoot.
What's wrong with that tactic? All right, let me tell you, that's a great tactic, D. You wouldn't do that as a striker. Would you have a different?
Not really. No, you just got to play your try and play as naturally as you can.
Okay,
that's the big thing.
What would the score be? Who's going in?
Oh my goodness.
To the promised land.
1-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Hull.
You think it'll be a real boring game of football?
Was it? Hold on. Was it last year, Joe? Have I made this up? I'm sure I was at the playoff final last year. Sunderland beat Sheffield United, didn't they? That was the last one, 2-1.
Must have been, yeah.
That one weren't bad, actually.
That was a good one.
Sheffield United went 1 up.
Do you think there'll be a lot of people sat in the stands dressed as spies?
Yeah, you see a little bit of that.
You see a lot of that. Or maybe you won't.
It might be a little bit of a celebration.
What do you mean?
Like one of the players, if they score, might get the little binoculars out. Yeah.
Okay. That was all thanks to our friends at McDonald's.
Benty's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Did Adrian Darren call Ranieri the greatest manager in Premier League history?
I didn't see who his number 1 was, but
Ranieri number 1.
He put Fergie at number 4.
Wenger weren't even in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean...
Ranieri.
Why are you biting? Why are you biting?
No,
he wants you to buy it.
I hadn't seen it.
He wants you to buy it. He probably put Felix Magath at number 2, wouldn't he? When we come out, is one more believing in the building anymore? Has he gone home? He's still.
I've not even seen him.
What's he done today? Oh, he's watching Friends, is he? The reunion show. Okay. When we come back, one more Billy will be in the studio. We'll have some fun with the end of show quiz, and I'm guessing Joe's come up with something else to fill some time. We'll find out right after this.
I thought it was great at the end of the game, the way the players were with him.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Emi Martinez picked him up.
Because we saw a wee side to him that you don't see.
Yes.
We saw a different side to him.
What was funny, though, when Emi Martinez picks him up, on the clip behind, you can see the players are a bit like Tyrone Mings. They're laughing like, oh, my God, how has he done that?
Yeah.
Because then they know that, like, the manager's not really like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be the centre of attention.
Yeah.
But it was incredible scenes, Ali, afterwards. So emotional for so many Villa fans. And we were lucky to be in the stadium.
Brilliant.
All the clips back home, Ali, like, so many places showed the game. Thousands of fans on the streets still now celebrating across the world. How many fans I spoke to last night that have come from Australia?
See,
They've got 4 flights to get here.
Same.
Some fans have not had a hotel room overnight. They've got the early flight this morning, so they just stayed up. Some fans have got to get them back through Germany, through different parts of Europe to get home. But what that win means for every Aston Villa fan in the world, Ali, it's just unbelievable. I can't describe in words, and I hope we get some good callers on today. And they'll have their stories of what this means.
I'm
to
sure
them.
we will, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. We're the champions, of course, rang out at Besiktas Park as Aston Villa get their hands on that Europa League trophy. I wonder if you've learnt the word spin out, Gab. Here's
I
your
know, mate, I know.
Well, listen, we're going to bring you back down here after a crashing bang, my friend. Here's your rendition of that classic last night in the stadium. Fantastic. Good on you. I was just...
Hilarious, mate.
I met all the Villa fans before the game, man, and they were brilliant, Gabby. Brilliant. Older gentlemen, young boys.
Ali, there's been no incidents.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How did you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
You're listening to Drama Talk Sport, me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, and Win the Dog in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Win the Dog is with us now for the rest of next season. Follow us at 7. Rory Jennings will be in the studio. He's hosting Thank Football. It's Friday. Tonight he's got Jermaine Pennant alongside him. And one more Billy in the studio in just a sec. First up, it's time for this.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
Yes, with the 2026 FIFA World Cup almost here, thanks to Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier. talkSPORT is sending you, no, not to the F1, but to Dallas, Texas. You could be at England's first game against Croatia on the 17th with return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets, all thrown in, as well as the official Adidas match ball, the Tri-Onda. Are you ready for that winning feeling? Well, here's how to enter. It's really simple, actually, really simple. If you're a chance to win, head talksportwin.com or text the word win to 83338. That is it, 83338, the word win. That's it, done. Test and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or you can call 03434187260. Entries must be in by June the 1st. Not got long. This year at 4 p.m. 18 plus. UK residents only. It's TalkSport promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to win, text the word win to 83338 now. That's it. Guess who's in the studio, everyone? Yes, one more Billy, who went out last night, got very, very drunk, was sick over everyone on the train home.
Yeah.
How are you feeling today, Billy?
I'm a bit ropey, but I'm getting
I mean, no one cares, mate. It makes no difference to anyone.
Sorry.
You're going out. A couple of people were talking about going for a drink tonight after work. You can do that in the sun?
Yeah, I've been home for a few. I've been late home for a few nights.
Dirty stop out.
Yeah. So maybe.
Ben, are you going to have a drink tonight?
Is everyone going for one?
Are you going for one in the sun? People sort of, yeah, I mean, it's so beautiful out. Maybe one. One won't hurt, will it? Maybe 2. 3 won't hurt.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Bill?
A bit of guess the intro to See the Week Out.
All right. Why you said it like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
You'll hear the first Beatle note of a song.
The Beatle?
It might be the Beatles.
It might be the Beatles. We don't know. That's why we have to guess the intro.
Yeah.
Who's chosen the songs this week?
I chose them.
All right, calm down.
All right. Andy, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, that's Oasis. 3, 2, 1, whatever. No, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to figure outside the box, man. It's Oasis, man. There's a million, 10 million bands out there.
It's a great tune.
Correct.
Well done,
1-0.
Bill. Thanks, man.
Bennett, over to you.
One of my favourites. Oh.
That's Jay-Z and Linkin Park. That is Encore.
It's actually called Numb/Encore.
What's this Encore?
Wrong, then?
No, it's Encore.
Numb/Encore.
So Encore's in there.
Well, Billy, you choose. You're in charge of it
No
all.
points.
What?
Okay.
I said Encore.
How was your free drink last night? It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the night before?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1-1.
You ain't bought one?
I bought him one.
When?
When did I buy you the drink, Bill? Oh, no, he wasn't here.
Oh, no, that was last week.
Well, there you go. This week?
New week.
This week?
Yeah. No, yeah, lovely.
What's the score, Bill?
It's 1-0, Bill.
Bill, what's the score?
1-0.
Thank you.
It's 1-0, Bill.
Andy, over to you.
Yep. Yeah, I know that is. That is Stone Roses. But I don't know the
Well, it's
song.
wrong then. What is it, Bill?
You giving it up?
Yes, Bill's give it up.
Benny, do you know it?
Stone Roses, come on, bro.
Sally Cinnamon, that one
I thought
was.
Sally who?
Huh? 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Bennett,
Encore.
back to you.
Oh, that's so easy.
Shaggy. And it's
Oh.
Girl Next Door.
Whoa, surely.
With a girl. It wasn't me.
Yeah, well done.
Hold on. It wasn't me or wasn't me?
Hey, I've got it right. 1-0.
2-1.
It wasn't me.
All right.
Andy, over to you.
All right. Beatles.
Yeah.
Here Comes the Sun.
Because it's sunny, that's why I put that in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tune.
10 million bands out
Can
there.
we go out with that tonight, right? Can we do that?
No, right, it's not.
It's a great... Oh, don't sack the Beatles off.
Did I slag them off?
Ignoramus. Oh, Mediterranean.
Got Michael Jackson.
Is that 2-1? I think that's 2-1.
Nah, it's 2-2, mate.
2-1.
Benny, here we go.
Oh, it's so easy.
You are. Sorry, right. One more time, please.
No.
Upside Down. Diana Ross.
Yeah.
So easy. It's getting close now, isn't it?
Well done.
3-2.
Tell you what, whoever loses buys a drink in the pub.
Well, no, if I lose, I'm not buying him one. If I don't, because he ain't trying to. You give him that point?
Yeah.
3-2. I'll buy it.
No, forget that.
Andy,
what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night.
Blondie.
I don't know who sang It's not Blondie. I don't know who sang that. Late September down in 53.
You can't do it, Bill. It's wrong.
Oh, What a Night by the... that was...
Nah, that's wrong anyway. That was Scissor Sisters, I Don't Feel Like Dancing.
Oh, I don't know. Well, they've stolen that from Oh, What a Night.
Well, Bentley 3-2 up, isn't he? So, here you go.
I've lost track of the score. But
3-2, Bentley.
Oh,
Benny,
call it quits then.
Over to you, Benny.
That's your attitude. Oh, my goodness.
Bill Withers, lovely day.
Jeez.
It's because it's a lovely day
Thank
today.
you, Bill.
That's why I
You're
put it.
4-2.
How easy is that?
Bill Withers.
It's not 4-2, it's 3-2.
It's 4-2.
For the draw. Go on, Rhino. Oh, the single ladies. And that is by a woman.
Oh, hey, is it going off, huh?
Let me. Oh, single lady, Beyonce.
Yeah.
What's the song called? Yeah.
Single ladies.
Well, he said all the singles is wrong then, Bill.
No, all, as in all of us know that.
No.
I've got that.
Bill, if you're giving him that, you've got to give me encore.
No, that's fine.
All right, yeah, but I can't remember the score.
No,
It's 4-3. It's 4-3.
Real.
It's 4-3.
I don't know if you have any songs left.
Have we got any? Ryan, have we got any?
I think
we've got none.
Benny, we got one more. Benny, one more.
I can only imagine.
Aye, Thiago Silva.
Such an idiot.
AJ Tracy featuring Santan Dave.
I think it's the other way around, actually.
No, I don't care.
So you lose all your points?
No.
Can we go on the Beatles? Can we do that? Jermaine Pennant's put on a few pounds, hasn't he?
Right, really? Go back to Thiago Silva, man.
It comes in a minute.
What is this?
It's Beatles. Here comes the sun. It's beautiful out.
Oh, is he not that? Oh, okay.
Lovely.
I guess not the clean version, Joe, no?
It's nice. And listen to the old beat comes in there. Look. Here comes the beautiful tune. That's it from me and Benny. We're both back on Monday at 4 o'clock.
Really?
Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Be safe, everyone. To the Beatles.
With Villa, right? Unai Emery is the man. He is like he has full control over everything: transfers, youth club. There's no one telling him what to do. And there's been rumours about him going to Madrid. Can you imagine him going to Madrid, mate? If he's going to bench Mbappe to play someone else, mate, he'd get ousted straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the perfect fit. It's the perfect club. It's the perfect.
No, but you're still Aston Villa, though.
What do you mean, Fundy?
Well, you mentioned Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Who's the bigger team?
What do you mean?
Cundy, come on, mate.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. Are you sorry? Have you taken stupid pills?
I don't know what.
Sorry. Are we? Sorry.
Were you trying to say Aston Villa bigger than Real Madrid?
No, of course not, mate. Of course not.
What are you trying to say? I don't know what you're saying. Explain yourself.
No, hold on. He's saying he wouldn't go to Real Madrid.
Yeah, because he's not.
Sorry. Let's.